Okay. Ready? Okay. All right, guys. Good evening. I call this meeting to order. Today is August 22, 2023, and it's 7:04 p.m. Would the clerk call the roll, please?
Councilman Rafais?
Present.
Councilman Musa?
Present.
Councilman Hassan?
Present.
Councilman El Samiri?
Yeah, present.
The mayor's present, and we do not have Councilman Chowdhury or Councilman Mahmoud, but Mr. Mayor, we have a quorum.
Thank you. Let's rise for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Do we have any community announcements?
Just the one I have up here, unless Lynn had some. Did it say Lynn? We caught her off guard.
Hi, I'm Lynn Blasey. Just want to remind everybody the Labor Day Festival is coming up and they're looking for volunteers, specifically to pick up, to empty the waste baskets, and just help keep the whole event a little bit cleaner. I think that's the biggest announcement right now.
Mayor,
Thank
I
you.
also had on there, again, this is a repeat, the Hamtramck Mutual Aid is looking for volunteers to help with its Every Neighbor program. Summer, they're helping older residents and those with special needs prevent potential housing code violations by mowing lawns, removing weeds and yard waste, and keeping the outside of their homes up to code. People who want to help their neighbors can contact coordinator of volunteers, Max McGinnis or John Jakari, through the Community and Economic Development Department here at City Hall. The number's up on the website, or anyone can stop in City Hall. We can certainly get them hooked up.
All right. Any more announcements?
No, sir.
All right, we'll move to the proclamations, recognitions, and presentations. And we have the first one, proclamation of gratitude for the Kaboom Playscape project team and Conrad Maziaris.
Mr. Mayor, addition and deletion?
No, that's next.
Proclamation.
Okay.
Yeah, we're still on the proclamations.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah, so,
May I read it?
yeah, please.
City of Hamtramck proclamation, gratitude for the Kaboom Playscape project team and Conrad Maziar. Whereas the City of Hamtramck thrives as a community of shared values, unity, and dedication to enriching the lives of its residents, and whereas the vibrant Veterans Memorial Park stands as a testament to the enduring spirits of Hamtramck citizens and their commitment to fostering a space of joy and togetherness. And whereas the Kaboom Playscape project has brought an exciting new dimension to Veterans Memorial Park, creating a haven of laughter, play, and cherished memories for the children and families of our community. And whereas the successful realization of this visionary project stands as a tribute to the remarkable collaboration and dedicated efforts of a diverse group of individuals and organizations, including Kaboom, GM Cares, L Squared Playgrounds, Landscape Structures Incorporated, staff and volunteers from the Hamtramck Public Schools, the Center for Health Disparities, Innovations, and Studies Physical Activities Coordinator at Eastern Michigan, and the Hamtramck Park Conservancy. And whereas we are deeply grateful for your hard work, perseverance, and unwavering commitment in installing the new playscape at Veterans Memorial Park, thereby enriching the lives of Hamtramck's residents, enhancing the sense of community in our beloved city. And whereas we extend our heartfelt appreciation to Conrad, whose visionary oversight of the entire project has been the driving force behind this remarkable achievement, showcasing the power of dedicated leadership and community spirit. Now therefore be it proclaimed that on this day, the City of Hamtramck expresses its profound gratitude, heartfelt thanks, and sincere admiration to the outstanding individuals and organizations who have joined forces to bring the Kaboom Playscape project to life in our community. With this proclamation, we commend your dedication, celebrate your achievements, and honor your commitment to the betterment of Hamtramck. We also recognize Conrad Maziarz as our visionary guidance and unwavering dedication to ensuring the success of this transformative endeavor, given under our hand and sealed the 22nd day of August in the year 2023, signed Mayor Amir Gallo.
Thank you. All right. The next one is GM Student Corp certificates.
Great.
have a presentation.
Oh, yeah, it's not, is that the presentation? I was told that they have like a bowl.
It's right there.
Oh, yeah, that's what I mean. So it's not a PowerPoint though, right?
No.
That's the presentation. Yep.
That's what I'm-
Do you want them to all come up?
No, just the two.
Okay.
They're gonna present first.
Because usually we like to also hand out, if once they're done, we'll hand out the certificates, they can take photos with the, it's okay, so I'll just keep the posters. Let me do it in a way where it's.
That one.
And then maybe even turn around and show the audience at some point?
Yeah.
Okay, perfect.
So, hello, my name is Shaman Barua, and I'm part of the GM Steering Corps of Hamtramck. So this year we worked on many different projects, and as a team of 8 members, which were high school interns, myself, my teammate Sanjita, Sindip, Dawood, Pushpita, Shah, Pana, and Priya. Together, we will also collaborated with one of the college interns, Famida, and 2 GM retirees, Mr. Riley and Ms. Patterson, in order to work on many different projects. The most important projects, as you might know, the littering is a huge problem in the city of Hamtramck. So we worked on that project for this summer, and we focused mostly on anti-littering.
So as Sonak mentioned, anti-littering was a big issue in the city of Hamtramck, so which we came up with the anti-littering project, and this project was aimed towards cleaning the most littered parts of Hamtramck. So being in Hamtramck for so many years, I know that littering is a big issue, and for me, I know that if littering is a big issue, there's people like me in Hamtramck who have the same issues and concerns about littering. So we thought if we did a project like this, it would be in the best interest of others who also live in the city. So throughout this project, our main objective was not only to clean up the streets, but also create awareness about anti-littering and why people shouldn't litter. To start off the project, we didn't actually know where to start off, so we invited a police officer to come in and talk to us, and we questioned him things like which parts of the city are most littered, where does the litter come from, and why is it littered, and how do we create some sort of awareness about anti-littering. And what we got from him is that the southern part of Hamtramck was the most littered part. So we took the initiative to go out and drive by those streets that are located in the southern part of Hamtramck. And as we were driving by those streets, and we could tell from the sight that those parts of the southern parts of Hamtramck was the most littered. So we started from there, and we cleaned up the southern part of Hamtramck, and we exceeded beyond that, and we cleaned almost half of the city, and we collected about 171 bags of litter, which is about 1,111 cubic feet of trash, which we thought was a great thing. But in the back of our minds, we also know that if we were to clean up those streets, in a few days they would be littered again. So we wanted to leave a longer impact. So back to what the police officer said, he said that a language barrier was a big thing in Hamtramck, since Hamtramck is a very diverse city. Plus, many people were not educated of the fact that littering is a big thing. So he also said that the city of Hamtramck didn't have littering signs, like anti-littering signs, which is why we came up with the idea to create our own littering, anti-littering sign. This is our anti-littering sign, which we came up with for the city of Hamtramck since we didn't have one. So this is what it's like. So, could you please focus? Okay. So it's a simple message on there. It says, "Be a good neighbor, don't litter." And from what the police officer said, since Hamtramck is a very diverse city, and it's prominently based on people who speak Arabic, Bengali, as well as English, this sign would be written in 3 different languages, one would be in Bengali, and one would be written in Arabic as well as English. And based on demographics in the city of Hamtramck, the signs that are written in Arabic would be posted in parts of the city where people speak Arabic, same goes for the Bengali signs as well as the signs that are written in English. In addition to that, we also created some flyers that we could put in front of businesses so that people do, like, they are aware of the things that we're doing around the city, and they know that we're trying to create awareness about anti-littering. And people, there's a lot of small businesses in Hamtramck, and they do attract a lot of attract a lot of people, and they will see as they go by those flyers. And I think the flyers were another way of lessening the chances of littering in front of small businesses, because I know as I drive by those small businesses, there are a lot of people who go by and litter. So then, could you mention our side projects?
Not only that, but we also worked on many different side projects. One of the other side projects we worked on was volunteering at the Arab American Chaldean Council in Detroit to donate food to more than 400 families in need, and which consisted of more than 60,000 pounds of food. Not only that, but we also teamed up with Kaboom in order to build a playscape at the Barons Park, and we also donated materials and contracted a contractor in order to build new flooring for the traditional middle school. It was at the main office. So as you can see, as also part of our project, we also took feedback from the people of Hamtramck in order to understand like what we can do better and what they think of our project. So as we cleaned the city, we ran into a family that recently moved to Hamtramck, and they told us that they absolutely love us and they love what we are doing right now. So that encouraged me to work even harder and understand that I'm actually making an impact. Not only that, but as you can also see down there, there's two little kids that are helping one of my teammates to pick up litter. As we can see that they were actually impacted by and encouraged by what we are doing, and they were actually like trying to make an impact themselves. And this is us talking to the police officer. This is us at the playscape at the Arab American Chaldean Council, and this is us picking up the litter as a group. You can scan this image in order to see more photos and before and after images if you want to read. Do you guys have any other questions?
Good job.
Thank you.
Can we keep the bulletin board here at the city? We can post it up here downstairs, probably in the entrance. That would be great if we could do that.
Yes.
Okay.
Do you want to bring everyone up now? Do you want to read them off, or?
Sure. Oh.
You want to have everyone come up?
Stand up, guys.
Actually, come on all up behind, up here. I'm going to try my hardest to pronounce these names. Please, if I mispronounce it, correct me, okay? Shanzita Shayed, Hana Akhtar, Sinded Ahmed, Mr. Election Worker, Dawood Al-Rafai, Saunak Barua,
Thank you.
Puspita Chowdhury, Shahriyar.
Yeah.
Shahriyar?
Yeah.
No, how do you say it?
Ah,
Oh, okay, hold on, last name too fast. There you go. Fahmida Kanoum and Priya Roy. You're welcome. Do you want to come out? Okay, they're gonna come, so if you wanna go ahead and sort of do like a half circle facing the windows. Anybody?
Want somebody to?
Actually, I think if I get it from the maximum earphone, I'll take one from here, because there's one person hiding back here. Okay, perfect. Great presentation, you guys.
Next one, and then they can do the presentation. Let's see.
Okay, summer youth program, summer youth?
Next one, bring one, we'll take a picture and that way that's.
Oh, yeah. That makes sense. Yes.
Councilman Samari,
Michaela?
Abu Musa.
Michaela is not.
Okay, Michaela.
Yeah, but they hold their certificate. Is it Aisha? Aisha. No, okay, so
Michaela, Aisha, and
Arnella? Arnella? Maya? Mahuda? Ariana? Essence? Vishal? Erica? And Nijaya? Anaya. Okay.
Picture and then you can do your presentation.
Good? Okay. Who's giving the presentation?
Thank you, guys.
I'm going to introduce them and it's
Okay.
everybody.
Sure.
I didn't say it'd be nice.
I know, I didn't get it. You got it open? You want me to put it up before you start speaking?
No, I just wanted to be sure you were ready.
There you go.
Good evening, thank you very much for the opportunity to have a few minutes to show you what the Summer Youth Program did this year. They were a fantastic group and they worked really hard throughout the city. They planted flowers in front of City Hall, they restored Holbrook Gardens, they held a booth at the Active Living Festival on Sunday, which was extremely popular with the young people. And they also did a study on trash and litter in Hamtramck, and they're going to tell you a little bit about that.
Good evening, guys. I'm Vishal Roy. I'm part of the Summer Youth program. So as a group, we all did a research project based on the garbage management. So we're all going to present it to you guys. So in the presentation, the main points that we're going to cover out is about the problem and then cause and effects. Then we'll talk about some future issues. And then at the end, we're all going to try to bring up some solution for the problem. So a quote about the research project that we all put it together was recycle today for a better tomorrow. And I think it's a simple, straightforward quote for everyone. For better tomorrow for our future generation, if we just keep everything safe today and try everyone get together and recycle now, start just little by little, and then maybe we can get a better tomorrow. So I'm going to start with the about for the research project. So as I gave my research project the name garbage management, so first of all I would introduce all of you what garbage management basically is according to us that we researched. So garbage management basically is the systematic approach of disposal towards the garbage and trash in our environment. Sometimes when we put every trash and every kind of garbage together, it's become hard to disposal and then it becomes non-recyclable. So then what garbage management basically is, the overall point of view is the trash should become a recyclable thing. Yeah. Okay, so I'm going to hand over to my teammates.
Hi, I'm Ariana. Part of the problem that we discovered is that there's nowhere for the trash to go. And so right now we have trash sites, as you know, and the trash just gets buried, and there's it's just a cycle. More trash creates more trash. But we come up with some solutions.
Some of the main causes of the trash are waste, and there are different types of waste, like food waste and industrial waste and commercial waste. Here are the statistics of the waste and
Hi, I'm Essence. These are some of the effects of the trash pollution in America. I'll just name a few. So, one of them is infectious diseases, and then another one is asthma because of the trash, and then another one is cancer.
Okay, so the effects on Earth. So basically, we all know that the garbage is a huge problem for our motherland as well. So some of the main problems that Earth is facing for this garbage problem is the air pollution, soil pollution, water pollution, and also the materials becoming dangerous for our environment. Yeah.
So you may be wondering, what are some future issues if we don't handle the trash problem right now? And according to the World Bank Group, based on research trash statistics in 2018, if we don't manage our trash, it's going to increase by 70% over the next 30 years. That's why it's really important to manage our trash now so that we can have a better future, like we mentioned earlier in the beginning. And it's really important to recycle and make sure that we don't litter in our communities.
So some solutions that we can do to help limit the trash problem are reduce, reuse, and recycle, and then we can start using reusable items such as like bags and bottles, and overall just watch where we put our trash in the city.
That's all.
Thank you, guys.
All right, so that was the Summer Youth Program presentation, and next we have a proclamation for the Ukrainian Independence Day.
Can we read that for you?
If you could, please, thank you.
I apologize in advance if I mispronounce anything. On the 32nd anniversary of the independence of Ukraine, whereas 32 years ago on August 24th, 1991, the Parliament of Ukraine formally declared an independent, sovereign, and democratic Ukrainian state, establishing the territorial integrity of Ukraine as sovereign and inviolable, further upheld by over 90% of Ukrainians in a national referendum in December of that same year. And whereas for centuries the people of Ukraine yearned and struggled to achieve an independent state, all the while preserving their culture, language, and self-identity. And whereas the territorial integrity of Ukraine is sovereign and inviolable, and portions of Ukraine's territory are currently under Russian military occupation in contravention of international law, we honor the efforts and sacrifices of the armed forces of Ukraine to stave off further Russian military advances in Ukraine and their readiness to defend the entire European continent and its United States allies against further aggressive actions of the Kremlin. And whereas on June 30th, 1991, the indigenous Crimean Tatar people of Ukraine restored their historic executive representative body, Majlis of the Crimean Tatar, I apologize, people, which in 2016 was once again banned by Russian occupying forces of the Majlis building in Simferopol, was seized by Russian law enforcement, as the language, rights, and culture of Ukraine's indigenous people remain under threat today, much as they were during the sovereign and Tsarist regimes. And whereas in the immediate aftermath of World War II, when many thousands of Ukrainians found themselves beyond the border of their homeland as refugees and quickly spread to several continents, branching out from Europe into North and South America and Australia. And whereas Ukrainian Americans continue to make significant contributions to the cultural fabric of the United States while never forgetting about their rich history and heritage, more than 100 years since first immigrating to this great nation, which they share the collective U.S.-Ukrainian values of freedom. And whereas Ukraine has always had a special bond with the United States, with an over 20-year working relationship in U.S. NATO deployments, with Ukraine sending servicemen and women to serve alongside U.S. forces in theaters such as Afghanistan and Iraq. Now therefore I, Amber Gallup, Mayor of the City of Hamtramck, Michigan, on behalf of its residents, do hereby proclaim this day, week, August 24th, 2023, as Ukrainian Independence Day or week, and request to urge all citizens to join in commemorating this important anniversary. On this day, let us recommit ourselves to helping the Ukrainian nation reclaim full sovereignty over its international borders and remember its heroes who sacrificed their lives to ensure freedom and happiness of the future generation. Signed, Mayor Amber Gallup.
Thank you. Next one and the last one is proclamation recognizing and celebrating Labor Day.
Take this one.
Yes.
Proclamation recognizing this and celebrating Labor Day, whereas Labor Day is a time to honor and recognize the contributions of workers to the prosperity, strength, and well-being of our city, and whereas the dedication and hard work of our workforce have played a vital role in shaping the character and success of Hamtramck, and whereas Labor Day serves as a reminder of the importance of fair labor practice, safe working conditions, and the rights of all workers, and whereas this occasion provides us with an opportunity to express gratitude for the labor unions and organizations that have advocated for workers' rights and improved the quality of work life, and whereas the spirit of unity and solidarity among our workers continues to drive our city's progress and growth, now, therefore, I, Amir Gallup, Mayor of Hamtramck, do hereby proclaim September 4th, 2023 as Labor Day in our city. I encourage all residents to join in recognizing and celebrating the contributions of workers and to reflect upon the significance of labor in our community and beyond.
Thank you. All right, we move to the additions, deletions, agenda approval, and it seems like we have some additions.
Yeah, Mr. Chair,
Yes.
I'm gonna first do the removal something. So I have a couple of resolution I like to remove and bring it for the next council meeting because of there is 2 council members not here. Those kinds of decision I like to have with the all together council members.
Do we have to remove one at a time?
That's
Right,
why I'm
one
doing
at a
it.
time.
Okay.
Thank you.
So I like to remove D like a dog, resolution number 2023-126. Remove from this agenda. This resolution.
I second.
All right, do we vote on that now?
We vote?
Can it be one full vote?
Unless you want to discuss, yeah, go ahead.
No.
No discussion, so all in favor, that's why you're gonna call me?
It has to still be individual votes. Rafai?
Sure.
Councilman, I'm sorry, Councilman Rafai?
Yes.
Councilman Hassan?
Yes.
Councilman Al Samiri?
Yes.
Councilman Musa?
Yes.
Mr. Mayor, motion to remove new business D from the agenda approved.
All right,
Mr. Chair,
yes,
I'd like to remove F like a Frank, resolution number 2023-128 from this agenda.
Motion.
Second.
No, it was Councilman Hassan that motioned, Councilman Rafai
Okay.
seconds.
No problem.
Councilman Hassan?
Yes.
Councilman Al Samiri?
Yes.
Councilman Rafai?
Yes.
Councilman Musa?
Yes.
Mr. Mayor, motion to remove new business F off the agenda approved.
Mr. Chair, I'd like to
Yes.
remove also K like a King, resolution number 2023-133 from this agenda.
Second.
Vote, Councilman Musa?
Yes.
Councilman Al Samiri?
Yes.
Councilman Hassan?
Yes.
Councilman Al Rafai?
Yes.
Mr. Mayor, motion to remove K from new business approved.
Mr. Chair,
yes,
I'd like
sir.
to remove L like a Larry, resolution number 2023-134 from this agenda.
I need support, second?
Second.
All right.
I don't want to be the person that always second it.
Councilman Rafai?
Yes.
Councilman Hassan?
Yes.
Councilman Al Samiri?
Yes.
Councilman Musa?
Yes.
Mr. Mayor, motion to remove L from new business approved.
All right, so that's the removal. We remove D, F, K, and L.
Mr. Mayor,
Sorry.
Mr. Mayor, also, we want to remove H from the agenda.
Second.
H. All right.
Yeah, 130.
Sorry, lots of names. Councilman Hassan.
Yes.
Councilman Rafai.
Yes.
Councilman Al Samiri.
Yes.
Councilman Musa.
Yes.
Mr. Mayor, motion to remove letter H from new business approved.
Mr. Chair,
Yes, sir.
there's a couple of resolutions that we want to add them to the agenda, please.
All right, go ahead.
I'd like to add approving award of 2023 alley
Reconstruction.
reconstruction, design, and construction service to Hennessy Engineers.
All right, so that, all right, now we removed 5 items.
But we're gonna still continue with the letters as they are, that's fine.
Okay, so that
So
would be
it'll-
M.
That would be, yes, it will go down as
All right,
Mr.
so,
Chair,
let's first vote on that. I need a second.
Second.
All right, and then vote on this addition.
Councilman Rafai,
yes.
Councilman Musa,
Yes.
Councilman Al Samiri,
Yes.
Councilman Hassan.
Yes.
Mr. Mayor, resolution, I'm gonna have to number it 135, will be added as resolution 135, letter M, in new business to award, approving award of 2023 alley reconstruction design and construction service to Tennessee Engineers.
Mr. Chair,
Yes, sir.
I'd like to add approving award of 2023-2024 road resurfacing, design, and construction service to Hennessy Engineers.
Second.
All right, wait, so the
Adding
next
this.
That
one,
would be N, resolution 136.
Okay, I don't see it on here.
It's, it's,
Is it on-
Refresh, Mayor. It's just with public.
Oh,
So
okay,
you
you
brought it
said,
forward with public.
okay, so that would be N, reserve.
Is the second one.
Did it come up?
I have the second one in my items is approving award of lead service line.
yes, they're not, so I just put the 4 additions in there. They're not in the order that he's reading them off, which is fine. I'm taking notes and I'll do the minutes according to his motions.
Then she will give
I
you.
can, if you want, I can do it this way, here, this will make it easier for
Who's
you.
your paper?
I mean, it's
Go ahead.
already organized in the item.
Yeah,
I
go
went
that
ahead and
way.
put them.
Yeah, so
I'll
why
leave
don't
it
you just
Yeah,
read it from
go
here?
ahead, that's one.
Look, I refreshed
Oh,
it.
I-
It's
we don't
all
have an
you
R.
just put it in.
Just refresh.
Refresh?
It'll come back up the way you just did.
Yeah.
Try to just
Where is the first one? This one?
So what is your second one, Mr. Mayor, right now?
No, because I organized them earlier
Oh,
before the meeting,
according to,
according to what I had.
But not
Okay.
these 4, the additions as well?
this four was not there.
Additions, yeah.
Okay.
Okay, so we're good now, right?
Oh,
So we're still on the road resurfacing one?
Yeah,
Or did we just reorganize
yep,
it?
we already motioned and seconded, I just need to vote on it.
Yep.
Ready, Mr. Mayor?
Okay, so the N resurfacing, and then the next one?
Oh, 130, so let me take the vote on this one.
Okay.
Councilman Hassan,
Yes.
Councilman Al Samiri,
Yes.
Councilman Musa,
yes.
Councilman Rafai,
Yes.
Mr. Mayor, resolution 136, approving award of 2023-24 road resurfacing design and construction service to Hennessy Engineers. Move to new business N, approved.
All right.
Mr. Chair,
Mhm.
also want to add approving award of 2023 lead service line replacement program design and construction service to Hennessy Engineers.
Second.
So that would be O.
Yes, O, resolution 137.
All right. All right, the last one?
Let me vote on it, please.
Yeah, go ahead.
Councilman Al Samiri,
Yes.
Councilman Rafai,
Yes.
Councilman Musa,
Yes.
Councilman Hassan.
Yes.
Mr. Mayor, resolution 137, Approving award of 2023 lead service line replacement program design and construction service to Hennessy Engineers. Move to new business O.
All right.
Mr. Chair,
Yes, sir.
also want to add accepting the terms of agreement for TF 220186 grant, Veterans Park, Hamtramck Stadium, restrooms renovations project.
All right.
Second,
So that would be 138P.
Councilman Hassan,
yes.
Councilman Al Samiri,
Yes.
Councilman Rafai.
Yes.
Councilman Musa.
Yes.
Mr. Mayor, Resolution 138, accepting the terms of agreement for TF 220186 Grant Veterans Park Hamtramck Stadium restroom renovation project. Move to new business P.
All right. Thank you. All right, so we're done with the additions and deletions, and we move to the public comments, please.
Just one moment, please. So first, we had, actually, I'm going to read a letter that was dropped off first, and then Mr. Greg Kirchner from the library has a 3-minute presentation he'd like to show as his public comment, so we'll go to that after I read. This is from Jess Miller on Zinno Street. I am a gay resident of Hamtramck, and I'm writing to oppose the passage of the Minority Ethnic Intimidation Ordinance. As the council undoubtedly knows, ethnic intimidation is already illegal in Michigan, and legislation is currently in process to add protections for sexual orientation and gender identity to the existing penal code. Why then does the council seek to create this redundant ordinance? Is it meant to appease me in response to the trend of vandalism of pride flags by local teenagers? It does not achieve that goal. I will support the increased criminalization of minors. I will never support the increased criminalization of minors. I will never support their introduction to the criminal punishment system for petty crimes. This hollow gesture does nothing to increase my material safety or to model tolerance and acceptance within our community. In no way do I accept this ordinance as being passed in my name. I suspect, however, the intent of this bill is more insidious. I am not fooled into thinking this bill is anything other than an attempt to criminalize the raising of the pride flag in protest of the council's misguided neutrality resolution. Equating raising the pride flag with having the intent to intimidate or harass displays a fundamental misunderstanding of the purpose of the pride flag. The pride flag is meant to affirm the humanity of the LGBTQ+ community. Affirmation of my identity does not intimidate any thoughtful individuals. I reject the premise that it ever could. Do not pass this ordinance. Signed, Jess Miller. Greg Kirchner.
Hey Craig, do you want the camera to be on you?
Yeah, you gotta move it.
Good one. Thank you. Thank you.
Sit.
Hold on, can I zoom into your face like you do us?
Just hop up there.
I know, I'm just gonna zoom right into the tip of your nose.
It's okay. It's okay.
Mayor and Council, I would like to present.
You press the mic button.
Yeah.
Is it green?
Yeah.
Is it green on the?
No, it's-
Okay, perfect.
If you can run the.
Absolutely. I hope the speaker show.
Oh, no, there is no.
If there's- okay.
I would like to show some statistics that the Channel 19 has done on the primary elections. Now, the primary elections, we interviewed some of the candidates on Comcast 19, and these interviews were also on the YouTube, on the Hamtramck Public TV, and they are archived on the library website as well. So about 3 weeks prior to the elections, anyone who wanted to get some information on the candidates was able to find that. Now, during the interviews, that we sent out invitations to all 9 candidates. Only 4 candidates participated. One of them was Lynn Lacey, then Mr. Naeem Chowdhury participated. Also among the participants was Mr. Nasser Hussein, and the 4th participant was Mr. Sadman. Only those 4 individuals participated. in the interviews. Now, as we look at the statistics of what happens, all the candidates that were interviewed by Channel 19 won the primaries. That's 100%. Now, as we look further, on the dividing it between the new and the incumbent candidates, there were 6 new candidates for the city council. The 3 that were interviewed on TV 19, they passed all of those 3. The 3 that ignored the interview on Channel 19, they all lost. Now, on the incumbent side, there were 3 candidates on the ballot. The only incumbent candidate that participated was Mr. Naeem, and he came in first, the top vote getter. So the statistics show us basically that there is a positive correlation. Channel 19 does not endorse any candidates. The only thing that we do is we provide information for the public. So there was no politics involved in any of those interviews. The questions were the same to all. We do not claim that the exposure helped anyone in the primaries. However, when you look at the statistics, when you look at the facts, there is a 100% positive correlation between working with Channel 19 and not. Those who came in won, those who did not come in basically lost. So just some statistics. I'm working with the city clerk to provide some statistics from the past election. So next time I might be able to give you some correlations on who's going to win in the general election for the council. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Greg. Ms. Lynn Blasey. 3 minutes.
Hello, Mayor and Council. I do want to say congratulations to all the youth who are presented to us today and were given certificates. I want to thank them for a summer well spent. I had a pleasure of working with many of them out in the field on different projects, and it's really encouraging to see young people come out and spend their summer giving back to the community. I hope that encourages more students to do so in the future. Regarding Resolution 2023-123A, I'm curious who's working on this so we can direct residents who to provide feedback and input to. Resolution 2023-125, I support the Economic Development Strategic Plan process, and I really hope that Council engages with that process to make sure that after the strategic plan is in place, that the resolutions put forth, the choices and votes of Council align with that plan, because it's really important for the city to work together as a comprehensive unit. Regarding Resolution 2023-127, it's really important as elected officials that we are here to serve the public. By restricting public voice, disallowing people who want to provide feedback, that's really in contrast to what our elected officials have signed up to do. We have continually seen restrictions on the amount of time that the public is allowed to speak, and this resolution further restricts that, and I don't think it's appropriate, and I don't think it's reflective of what our government intends to do. Resolution 2023-132, I really think that this SAFE will be a very useful tool and a wise investment for our city. It counts money, it prints receipts, and it'll really improve efficiency in our Treasury's office. And I'm really curious, with the amount of time between this meeting and the last meeting, why there were so many last-minute changes to the agenda. It seems really, just doesn't seem very forthcoming to the public that they didn't get a chance to review these contracts and new agenda items. That's all, thank you.
Thank you, Lynn. Josh Hansknecht. 3 minutes, sir.
Hello, everybody. Thank you so much for having me today. I'm here on behalf of the Hamtramck Queer Alliance. I'm very happy to have the opportunity to speak at public comment, so that way I can share our thoughts and our concerns as members of your community and residents of this city. First, I'd like to talk about the resolution to limit public comment. I do not believe that this serves the best interests of the public, which is the duties of elected officials. I think that it is your job in order to hear what the people have to say, and sometimes that takes a long time. I understand sometimes these meetings run late. I don't want to be here late either, but I'm still here. I brought a coffee. The second topic I'd like to talk to you about today is in regards to the minority or ethnic intimidation ordinance. First of all, I'd like to recognize the efforts of the council. I know that I've been coming up here for weeks and weeks talking about the vandalism and otherwise hate that has been going around in our community and really making queer residents feel unsafe. I do not believe that this resolution adequately addresses the actual needs of this community. I think that even since people have been prosecuted for vandalism already, there still continues to be vandalism in the city, and I don't think adding more punishments and crimes necessarily reduces the amount of crime as much as we want it to. And so I think that we need to start bringing community together and start showing people through modeling that we're one Hamtramck together and that everybody here is deserving of respect. And so we're going to be at the Labor Day parade. We're going to be marching. We're going to have a booth. And so I hope to see you guys there, and I hope to have you guys say hi and start reaching out that hand to bring this community back together and start modeling for your constituents how to treat their neighbors. And last but not least, still in regards to this ordinance, I have concern about the portion in the middle that tries to equate rising a flag on city property without permission to a hate crime for lay people. Ethnic intimidation is Michigan's hate crime law, so it's the same thing, a hate crime. And so it seems absurd to me that disobeying city council is the same type of punishment or the same type of category in the same ordinance as hate crimes. So thank you so much for your time. I really appreciate it.
Thanks, Doug. Mr. Bill Meyer?
Well, Bill Meyer from One Hamtramck, the group that's One Hamtramck, that means everybody working together, like the gentleman just said, yes. That's what we have to do, is cross borders. It goes both ways. This side has to come that way, that side has to go that way, not just come to us. I want to commend our city clerk for pronouncing the names correctly during the awards, because that might sound like a little thing, but you know, when you pronounce a person's name correctly, or you want to try, even if you mess it up, but you're humble enough to say, I'm going to try to say your name right. That's a way to warm up the people, to bring people together. It's very important to want to know another person's name, not only how to say it, pronounce it, but their lives, how they live, what they, same problems they go through, and find commonality. That's all part of it. I feel very good in this room with the attitude that's here, and that was very heartwarming, those presentations today. Thank you. I want to remind candidates who lost the campaign to remove their signs. I still see some up here. They're supposed to remove them after, what, 10 days?
She has to send the letter.
As far as the ethnic intimidation thing, I don't know if people are aware that the targets of most hate crimes in America, by far, violence and hate crimes, by far, are against Muslims. This ordinance is not out of place at all. There's targets of discrimination. Let's talk about the realities. It's also interesting that you selected Ukrainian holiday, because there's lots of ethnic groups here, and I don't know why we singled that one out, but there's hopefully we'll have proclamations for all the other ethnic groups that live in the city. About the time limits, I see that you're still trying to refine the way we're going to run our council meetings with the public. It's a hard thing with laws and changing it, still trying to fine tune it. And obviously the public feels that we should not be limited in time. And I think it's one of the more important parts of the meeting to hear from the public, because that's why you're all there. We put you there. So, and you're all working for all the people of the city. So if we can keep that in mind, that somehow we can't diss the public, whether you like what we say or not. You have to find a way to listen. And I know sometimes it gets too long. So maybe one suggestion I could offer, maybe there's other solutions to this, but one would be for council members and mayor to make your office time available to the public. Have an office, set up a time, like Mondays from 1 to 4 or something like that. And then everyone who wants to talk to you, council person, can at least have access, more access. And because I've learned through the years that coming to these council meetings and talking about specific issues isn't as good as going to the department that actually handles those issues and getting your question resolved. We don't have to come here and talk about water problems. We can go to the water department. We can go, stuff like that. So we could save time by just talking about things that help the city come together.
Thanks,
Thank you.
Bill. Thanks, Bill. Mr. Faisal Muhammad? Did he leave?
Yeah, he
All right,
left.
No longer here. Mr. Conrad?
I'm here on behalf of the Hamtramck Park Conservancy, just saying thank you. So this was the first step in what we had to unify both parks, Playfair Park and Veterans Park. The new playscape is, if any of you have gone out there and seen it in the evening or during the day, is one of the more highly used parts of the park right now. There's, I think on average, anywhere from 70 to 100 people there every night that are using the new playscape. Plenty of kids, plenty of everything. They all enjoy it. They love the zip line. So this is the first major project we had. There's some more in the pipelines, and the next time I will be presenting on behalf of Park Conservancy will be to introduce our new executive director. So we just agreed with an employment agreement, so at one of these meetings we'll be introducing that person to the council and mayor. Thank you.
Thank you, Conrad. Mr. Mayor, that's all for public comment.
Thank you. All right, we move to the consent agenda, and we have, well, this is approved with a single motion with no discussion. Approval of minutes from the July 25, 2023 regular city council meeting. B, approval of invoice register date ending August 22, 2023. C, approval of pre-approved expenditure date ending August 22, 2023. D, resolution 2023-121 authorizing designated signatory for municipal employees retirement system of Michigan, MERS contract. E, resolution 2023-122 recognizing the Friends of Hamtramck as a nonprofit organization.
Motion?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
All right. So we move now to the public hearings. And we have the first one, resolution 2023-102B, approving public hearing and second reading of amendment to Hamtramck dangerous or abandoned building ordinance, Title 11, Chapter 92, Section 90.001-92.
Motion?
Second.
So that was to open the hearing.
Yes. 757? Thank you. Lynn Blasey? You don't, Bill Meyer, do you have comments on this one? You checked
No, I'm
public-
sorry.
No? No? Mr. Mayor, no public comments. We need a motion to end public hearing.
Aye, motion?
Second.
All right.
757.
I can jump in on this one. I did the ordinance. I was just cleaning up one of the older ordinances on dangerous buildings. I know Max said there's a few buildings that are in severe disrepair. And basically what I was doing was updating our system of dealing with that. And it's not much different from the past, but it's cleaned up and it's a better streamlined process now, and it's actually fits with the law as it is currently. We've always needed to have a board, construction board, and so what I did was there's two different boards. I consolidated them into one, so we don't have to pay two different boards and hire two different boards, and that makes it easier. Max has explained to me that it's a little hard to staff to find people that want to serve on these boards, but we do need to have a housing board. They don't really have to meet all that often, but when they do have to meet is when we have a situation where there's a dangerous building and we need to take it to them and say, hey, basically the process right now is you have to ticket someone and tell them, fix your building. If they don't fix it after a long period of time, and you can look through the ordinance, and after many warnings and going through the process, Then we have to go through the process of asking the board to allow us to do a demolition order, where they have to demolish it because it's so dangerous, or fix it. And at that point, I mean, you know, that's what it is. It's so dangerous to the community that either we demolish it or fix it, and then even then, they have their rights and they can go through their process. But it streamlines the process and makes it easier for us to try to get people to fix these properties that are causing a problem for the health and safety of
And I should add that this isn't just like your average house. I mean, we have houses that no one has any affiliation with them anymore. Owners have died, no family has stepped up, nobody wants it. They're literally just sitting derelict. So we have some that we can't even ticket anyone, we can't even force anyone. So this would allow us to step in and do something with them in the meantime, so that we don't have essentially just a blighted, dangerous house sitting there for years on end.
I've had to deal with this type of thing in other cities in the past for many years, and I'll give you some examples of properties that got into that position. So there was a property I represented, a tree had grown from a seed all the way through the roof and broke through the roof and caused the roof, and there was a lot of water and stuff getting in from it. But a tree had literally grown through the roof. So we're talking about buildings that are severely gone.
This is gonna be a little tricky to staff this board, because if I'm not mistaken, it has some requirements, specific requirements.
Yes, the state of Michigan requires us to staff this board by, specifically, and basically it requires an engineer and some members of the community. So we're gonna have to find people that fit, and the council can decide how much to pay them, some sort of stipend. But other cities find people, and I think we get to it.
Can I please get a motion before there's a
I-
formal discussion with the council?
I motion.
Thank you. I need a second?
Second.
Thank you.
All right, any further discussion?
Any discussion? No?
Go ahead
This
now.
cannot be done by housing authority?
Well, that's exactly what we're trying to do, exactly. That's what we're creating. And it's already been created, but there was no staffing of the housing board.
We haven't done anything with it.
There's supposed to be a housing board, and there's supposed to be a construction appeals board. So basically, I'm making them both the same board, because we're already supposed to have them, so this way we can save money, make them the same board, and they just have not, no one has staffed them for, I don't know how many years, I can't really go back that far, but for many years. So, but you're right, that's exactly what this is.
Ready to vote?
Vote.
Councilman Rafai?
Yes.
Councilman Musa?
Yes.
Councilman Hassan?
Yes.
Councilman Al Samiri?
Yes.
Mr. Mayor, resolution, I'm sorry, Mr. Mayor? You have to vote on
Yes.
this
Yeah,
as
we're-
well.
Yes.
Yes, thank you. Resolution 2023-102B approved.
If the mayor wants to abstain, unless there's a tie, he can put a standing order to abstain, you don't have to ask him. If you wanna do that, I think that's just fine.
That's okay.
He has to say that.
Yeah, you'd have to say that.
Okay.
Yeah, that's fine, I'll say yes and stuff.
Okay.
The next one is Resolution 2023-103B, approving public hearing and second reading of amendment to Hamtramck Parking Regulations Ordinance, Title 10, Chapter 72, Section 72.005-72.999.
Motion.
Second.
All right.
802.
802, yeah.
Glenn Glazzi?
Hello, Mayor and Council. I'm here today to speak in favor of this ordinance change. Over the years, we've had a lot of residents who pay for having special parking in front of their house based off their needs. And other people have been able to park there without much consequences. I think this new ordinance clarifies that process. It'll make it clear to the public with a separate sign saying this is reserved parking. And I think this is a really good gesture and service to our disabled residents, letting them know that we do care about them and that they should have full access to their homes here in Hamtramck. So I just want to say that I do support this ordinance.
Thank you.
Thank you, Lynn. Bill Meyer, did you want to speak on this?
Yeah. Yes, I mean. Okay. So parking's always been a problem in the city. How to solve the city when you have 28,000 people and only 2,000 parking spots? Well, One would be to build a parking garage. Anybody thought of that? Like the city, the one right over here behind Alsmir's building. That could be a parking garage, 4 stories high. Bring more people here to the city. Don't put those parking meters in there.
Yeah.
And hundreds of people can park in downtown Hamtramck. That'd be a good idea. Of course, we don't have any money to do that, so we'll scratch that out. Other cities have plans to put parking on one side of the street on certain times of the week, and other side of the street on other times of the week. Have you looked into other cities on how to deal with this disability parking? Handicap parking doesn't mean disability only. I mean, there's people that are old, that can't walk, that have to have a handicap thing. I mean, handicap in many different ways you can be handicapped. So, are we gonna define exactly what this means? Someone who has a handicap card, what am I talking to you for? Does this mean you're gonna have to have a sticker that says, you have a handicap, and you can put it in your window? Or would it be, is it one person gets one spot, the same, you're the guy she's talking to, you wrote the thing, right? A sticker per car. A sticker per car, okay. And I'm sure you've all thought this through, so, I just think, special parking, once you get to that, is going to narrow down the parking already, because we have, this fantastic parking meter situation on Joseph Campo that goes down the side streets, and every side street has meters on it, so they took off all those spots. And now you're gonna give people handicap spots, and I'm sure people are gonna jump on that one, so they make sure they have a parking meter. Oh, yeah, that's right, I could talk for like 20 minutes, I got the time limit. No, I'm done. So, I hope it's gonna work. That's all I wanna say. I think you probably thought through everything.
Thanks, Bill.
Actually, I don't think they have to talk about parking. You can talk about whatever you want.
Public hearing? It has to be on topic, though. Yeah. Oh, great, now he's gonna talk about carpets and windows and.
What was I talking about?
That's it. You said you
That's
were
the
done.
way I want to eliminate the time.
Yeah.
Did I talk about something else?
No, you did good.
Oh.
Okay, public comments over. I need a
Motion to
end,
close,
please.
8:06.
Second, please.
Second.
Thank you. And then a motion to discuss amongst yourselves? Or somebody-
Motion to vote.
Motion to approve.
Motion.
Second.
Second.
Thank you.
Anyone wants to discuss this?
No, sir.
Vote.
Motion to
Go ahead and
vote.
vote.
Councilman Hassan.
Yes.
Councilman Al Samiri.
Yes.
Councilman Musa.
Yes.
Councilman Rafai.
Yes.
Mr. Mayor.
Yes.
Mr. Mayor, Resolution 2023-103 be approved.
Mr. Chair, I'd like to suspend the law. I have to go restroom for a few minutes because of quorum issue. So,
Do you want to take a 5-minute break?
yep, that's why I said.
That's fine.
Fine.
That's a couple of
I have to
minutes.
vote, right?
All right. Put your computer, speaker back.
New business.
Okay. All right, so we're ready to resume our meeting.
Motion. Oh, no.
Don't need that. All right, we'll move to the new businesses and.
Look at me like we have to.
No, you have the motion to resume, I think.
Yeah,
Okay.
See?
Well, because I didn't hear a second after Hassan.
I did.
I did, he did, yeah.
Okay.
I know.
All right, so
Well, tell- look who's
motion
in a second,
be
no one's-
seconded, okay. So the next, the first resolution and the new business is Resolution 2023-123A, approving first reading and setting the date for the public hearing and second reading of the minority and ethnic or ethnic intimidation ordinance.
Offer, second.
All right, so discussion?
No, sir.
No.
Does
Councilman
anyone?
Hassan,
So you wanna, I mean,
we're voting, right?
I feel like it deserves some clarification.
Mr. Mayor, we designed this, we designed it at yours and others' behests. We don't really have too much to say, other than we don't have one on the books right now. I believe the intent is to send a message for people to stop vandalizing and doing such things that we're having current issues with. Beyond that, I don't have too much to add. It's not a huge section. It is fairly self-explanatory.
Yeah, I think it's just a form of protecting people's private properties from any kind of vandalism, because it's very common these days, and we felt obligated to address it and come up with something to stop people, because people think that it is unpunishable and they, but also it protects people's properties, whether it's a house or a car or anything, from removing objects, placing objects in people's properties. So I think it's fair resolution, and it will put a limit to this kind of vandalism.
I think the mayor and the council are very wise to have asked and had us draw this up. I think there were, I heard a public comment criticizing it, saying that there's a state. Well, just because there are other laws on the books doesn't mean that, we can't control whether those crimes are prosecuted by the state. We can only control what we can control. So by putting this law on the books, it gives the officers and the chief and us as the prosecutors and the city attorney's office just a very nice tool in our toolbox to stop people from doing this, or at least give us some control over it to help us control it in the city. So we appreciate it. Thank you.
Thank you. All right, we can go ahead and vote.
Councilman Rafai?
Yes.
Councilman Musa?
Yes.
Councilman Hassan?
Yes.
Councilman Al Samiri?
Yes.
Mr. Mayor, Resolution 2023-123A, approving the first reading and setting the date for the public hearing and second reading of the minority or ethnic intimidation ordinance approved.
Thank you. The next one is Resolution 2023-124, approving the purchase of one vehicle for the Hamtramck Police Department.
Motion.
Second.
Mr. Mayor, I have the chief here to defend this. I will note that it is narcotics funds.
Yes. So we are asking to purchase a Chevy Silverado pickup truck. This is a little bit more of a heavy-duty vehicle that will accommodate for police situations. It will allow us to comfortably seat multiple officers in there, plus equipment. It will primarily be used by our narcotics unit, who is currently using an older model used vehicle. So this will be replacing that vehicle. The cost is $50,983, which is coming from an existing vehicle that's on a lot, ready to go. So it's not like we're purchasing one out or building a police vehicle from it. It's actually an existing vehicle. And it will come from narcotics forfeiture funds. It does not come from the general fund.
Okay. All right. Any discussion?
No, sir.
All right.
Councilman Al Samiri?
Yes.
Councilman Hassan?
Yes.
Councilman Musa,
Yes.
Councilman Rafai,
Yes.
Mr. Mayor, Resolution 2023-124 approved.
All right. Next one is Resolution 2023-125, approval of contract award for economic development strategic plan to Goaltrack LLC.
Motion. Second.
Mr. Mayor, we have Ms. Faulkner here to discuss this. This is essentially a grant-funded item on the agenda, and she can explain.
Hi, everybody. Hello, Mayor and Council. So this item is to request the approval of a contract award for the Hamtramck Economic Development Strategic Plan to Goaltrack LLC. As the city manager stated, we did receive a grant from the federal government for economic development, and one part of that grant is developing a professional plan for economic development. So we published the request for proposals on June 26th. It was open for over a month, and we closed that down on July 27th. We got 12 responses from across the United States, one from Canada, and several local to Michigan. We were very happy with the amount of people who were interested in the project. So part of the tasks for the firm, I'm not going to read all of these, but includes identifying the city's strengths and opportunities in considering how the city can make the most of its assets, providing a plan to improve the main commercial corridors, and which includes lowering the commercial vacancy rate on our corridors, determine what's needed to make the city more attractive to visitors, and recommend capital improvement projects for parks, parking, and other visitor and tourism-focused facilities. Researching retail gaps in the city. There's a lot that has to do with media and website, industrial sites, brownfield redevelopment, placemaking, and just general policy advice to the Community and Economic Development Department and the City Council. I didn't go through all of those, but we were pretty specific in the types of people and experiences that we were looking for in the RFP. We had a selection committee of 5 people who reviewed all the proposals. We rated and we scored each of the proposals on 10 aspects. Goaltrack LLC scored the highest. Business Flair was second, and Interboro was third. The highlights from Goaltrack include that they had a very clear understanding of the proposal, and they responded to each item that we had requested. They had extensive professional experience relating to each item. For example, Alan Levy has 17 years of strategic planning experience, has been Detroit's director for neighborhood commercial revitalization. They're also partnering with public sector consultants based out of Lansing to give us a Lansing connection in terms of Michigan grants, Michigan law, Michigan policy. And they're also partnering with Global Detroit, which is based near us. They have a lot of experience with vacant sites, industrial redevelopment, and attracting companies to vacant sites. And part of the scoring process also included slightly favoring Michigan-based businesses or firms because they're familiar with the landscape here in terms of laws and grants and Michigan policy. So that was the highest scoring one. I don't know if you guys have any questions, but they'll be working on this for about 8 months, and their final presentation would come back to City Council and will get adopted formally at City Council.
How much grant do you get from federal?
From the federal government grant is $308,000 and $308,726. So that includes the strategic plan, and then hiring a person for 3 years, not to do the day-to-day work, but to then implement the plan. So they would be working on all of these projects that the plan basically puts together.
And how many people need to be hired?
So this is just for the plan, not the person. So the plan, we got 12 proposals for the strategic plan. We haven't started yet looking for a person.
Thank you.
That would be the next step.
That's good. That's all.
All right.
Councilman Rafai,
Yes.
Councilman Musa,
Yes.
Councilman Al Samiri,
Yes.
Councilman Hassan,
Yes.
Mr. Mayor, Resolution 2023-125 approved.
All right, thank you. So next one was removed, so we move to E, Resolution 2023-127, approving general provisions governing the Hamtramck City Council.
Offer.
Second.
Mr. Mayor, if we may, I'd like to have our city attorney speak on this one. He's looked at this extensively, and there is a significant amount of confusion on it, even within our own ranks here as far as department heads.
Yeah, so it's been brought to my attention basically that, and this was obviously brought when I wasn't here, but discussed, but it's been brought to my attention that there's a Attorney General opinion that says that you can't limit the public comment to half an hour or any certain amount of time. Now, there is an opinion, it's not a law, it's just the opinion of the Attorney General, first of all. Second of all, excuse me? And from 1977, exactly. And it also goes on to explain that it's impractical sometimes. I mean, imagine you had a 12-hour public comment or whatever trying to, it's not something that's practical. So that's why there's no law on it, it's sort of a gray area. What they do in numerous places suggest is, if you have a situation like we've had in the past where there's a polar opposite opinion on something and you have a lot of people that have one opinion, a lot of people have another, what you could do is have the people with one opinion appoint somebody, point person, to make the comment and then another point person for the other, or if there's only one person, one group that's trying to make a comment, one person. So that's how you can do to limit it, but if you want to do it as 30 minutes, other cities do it. They do cap it off. We wouldn't be the only city, and there aren't any pushback or, to my knowledge, against them, other than people threatening to sue. But at the end of the day, since it's a gray area, you haven't seen any lawsuits because there is no law against it. So if you want to adopt the rule as is, you can. If you want to change it, you can. It's up to you. But it is sound legally as it's written.
Mr. Chair,
Yes.
when I first get elected here, there is the no 2 times public comment. It was only 1 time. And is the before, like not after. So there is no limitation, and still you can control your council. So this is the Attorney General opinion. There is nothing here illegal, and there other cities doing that too. So I think we are doing okay. We're not doing nothing. We don't want to prevent anybody to discuss, and we already offer them to speak 2 times. When I came here first, it was the only first time. There is no second time discussion. There's some request came from one of the Bill Myers and some other people. Then we go the after 4 years we go the second opinion, second time. So we had enough, and I don't want to stay here until 1 o'clock. Same people talking same thing again and again. Maybe they don't have any job. They only have the job these to come and talk. That's all. With respect, that the person have to think. One person came, give the city clerk 20 written things, 20 people name, make up name. This is very important word. Time is value. Important discussion, I will expect and I respect. But the discussion, everything you do, everything negative, no good, no, that kinds of things, we're not going to accept it. So I'm going to stick and stay with this resolution.
I just want to add one more thing. We did tweak it just a bit because one of the previous sessions of council had said that you wanted 15 public comments to be available. And our concern was with this, that if we got 15 public comments prior to the meeting even started, anybody that would come here to speak in person wouldn't have an opportunity. So what we did do is write in here that it'll alternate between in-person and whether it be an email or a post or delivered. That way it was sort of a fair mix.
So the total is now 30 minutes for both rounds of public comments?
As it stands right now, it would be 30 minutes in the beginning of the meeting and 15 at the end. But of course, council can adjust as you like.
Okay.
Can I speak? Also, if we do the 15 emails, let's say I can only read 5 within the first half hour public comment. Does that mean that I read the rest of, but the limit already says in the
First come,
ordinance
first serve.
15 emails? You're allowing first 15 emails.
No.
That's the maximum.
Maximum.
The
So
maximum
let's
time
say
is
I
30
received
minutes.
15 emails.
She's asking if she would carry on
Would
until
I,
the
would I
15
carry
minutes at
on
the end.
those for? to
Next
the
council
second-
meeting, yeah.
No, to the second public comment.
Still limited?
Mr. Chair,
Yes, Councilman.
It's just, there's such tiny rules, there's too many small rules.
There's no rules.
You can go.
There's a,
you know, I went through this, and I'm fine with it. I have only one issue. You know, if we have a limitation to 15 emails and then public comment, I think if we can change something, I have spoken to Max, that if we can put in person first, instead of them waiting, because why am I gonna have individuals who come here and then have to wait until emails be read, and then maybe they don't have a chance to say something. If we can change something on there that whoever comes in person first could speak, and then any email that's after.
I think they put to alternate, read some.
Alternate,
read
that means
that
one and one. But
Yeah, so you get some of the
Still have
emails
time.
and some.
I don't know, the way I look at it, if someone is in here, why am I gonna wait?
take that on your opinion.
You know, and
Mr.
why
Chair.
not have, start with in-person first, who really put their time and came here first? And then if we have enough time for emails, they could be read.
The only caveat would be maybe if they're disabled and that's why they can't come in, if they indicate in their email or something, that would.
And that's something different. And if someone indicates, well, I'm handicapped, and then that's different. We can, you know, we can put them first.
But most people don't send me an email and say, Rana, I'm handicapped.
If no one
And then
does
they
it,
send
and then
Email, they don't, it's not, that's not. how
They don't have to.
So I personally don't have a problem with time. I mean, I probably am the busiest person here, but it's okay. I can stay up to midnight. I mean, this is something that you guys can decide. But personally, I enjoy public comments. I enjoy listening to different opinions, and I don't want to restrict or, you know, stop anybody from expressing their opinion. I get hundreds of emails. I mean, even the emails I get, I read them too. So you guys can decide whatever you want, but this is my opinion. I mean,
So, Mr. Chair, I'm a little bit agree with Councilor Rafai. The person who came in the audience, let them to speak them first. Like this evening, Mr. You called somebody's name there, Mr. Faisal. He waited for like almost 45 minutes, then he left. People come in, sometimes they do not have enough time. So we do the first one who come here, take their opinion first. And the people who send the email, they're gonna listen to us going the TVs or the online, let them do the second. And I do not want to stop somebody's voice and limitation too. I'm very much agree with our chair, Mr. Galib. So if you want to change a little bit more timing, I'm okay with this.
Can I suggest something, if you don't mind?
Go ahead.
Maybe a half an hour in public comments and then half-hour emails. How often do we have that rush of public comments? Once or twice a year? So that means the max it could ever be on the busiest topic would be an hour's worth.
Mr. Okay.
yeah, I
Mr. Chair,
think
So that
that,
would separate public in-person comments and email comments, make it two separate sections.
I think it's just a concern of some of the
Well, I have
council
a concern
members
about
where, because some of those emails or drop out were sounded in the past that it's from one person.
yeah.
You know,
Just
sometimes
check
we
the
got
language.
one time 15, 20 emails from a concerned Hamtramck resident that sounded almost the same and dropped by one person to here. So that's an issue, but like you said, it doesn't happen that much, but I understand that's not acceptable, you know, to just enjoy typing something 15, you know, email or count by one person.
May I also add, it says 15 emails, but it does not limit the dropping off.
Mr. Chair,
Yes, Councilor.
okay, so I'm very much having calculation right now, but Mr. Attorney, if Mr. Councilman say something is gonna conflict a discrimination, that's why I'm thinking, yeah. So that's why we have to stick with that. Somebody said, well, my email go before him, and I'm disabled person, I cannot come. That is the one we only think about it, that's why. So if you guys agree with this,
Yeah, but, you know, Mr. Chair,
Yes, Councilman.
you know, Mr. Mayor Pro Tem, you know, I get it, but if I'm not gonna let residents who put their time came here to wait until I read all the emails and then 30 minutes pass by and then they sitting here can't even speak. So if we have to fix something regarding public comment, I think in person who came here should be heard first. If there's another way that our city attorney could, I don't know, how can we do this with handicap or someone that's disabled? But I'm not gonna let any person that put their time, came in here to sit down and hear all this, us here speaking, and then 30 minutes passes by, oh, he can't even speak during the first public comment. So I don't know how we're gonna be, doing regarding this.
I think we are already there. We are putting the cart. After cart, we are going the email, right?
What do you mean? Oh,
After
after in
public-
person?
Yeah.
Typically, yeah.
Yeah, that's all we're doing now.
Today I read one, there was only one. Like, if it's only one, I'll get it out of the way and.
Yeah, so it should not be
However you
middle.
break the rules, I'll
First
follow.
we go the cart in person, then we go in the email. That is the previous
we-
practice.
I think what we can do
We're
is
gonna
we
keep
can
this like
provide, if you wanna do it like that, what we can do is provide a form, maybe online, a PDF form that you can check off if you have a disability and include that as an attachment in your email, and that way, if your public comment, if you have a disability, that could be the workaround, but you can, and then otherwise,
No,
you do
we-
the in-person
Yeah.
first and then the.
Yeah, we were following that law from 26 years, 16 years I saw. The cart,
I think he's right.
yeah, so we're gonna stick with that. You're right.
Yeah.
I'm with them, and now
Okay.
you're limited to 15 emails. Well, guess what? I'm gonna check. I'm handicapped, and then I'm gonna have 15 emails. They all check their handicap.
Maybe just do one.
That's all.
I mean,
I don't know. To me, the way I look at it, if I have in person, they need to be heard before anybody else.
Mr. Chair,
So I don't know how we're gonna do this,
Yes,
but
Councilman
Where?
Sumeri.
Yeah, sometime when we have a limit for the email, like 15, can we cut the number for the email? We cut the number for public comment. Sometime they get some issue, you don't know, they can come over 30 people. We can tell the people and limit this number. Just cut the number for the email, leave, for my idea, leave the public comment same way.
That's what we say.
Yeah.
First use the in person, then go the email. We all
Cut
agree
the
with that,
number
right?
for the email.
Okay.
I can always post the emails we don't read onto.
Yep.
That's another thing
Yeah,
I
I
was
just
gonna
got the
say.
number.
I don't have to read every email.
Nope.
If I don't have a chance to read it, I can always post them on the agenda, on the minutes.
Yep.
Just
That's
cut
it.
the number like a limit 5.
Okay, let's.
Yeah, I think that the posting it can relieve us of any
Yeah.
liability whatsoever. That's just, then you can do whatever you want.
Yeah.
Yeah, cut the number for
She posts
the
that.
for the email.
okay.
Mr. Councilman, you okay?
Yeah,
Okay.
I'm saying, how are we gonna amend this on here now?
make a motion to amend,
Yeah.
resolution, basically, to what you're looking for.
Well,
So
what,
we can
what
see-
are we looking for? Because it already says here, public comments
Yeah.
will be read, starting first with in-person comments,
In-person, right.
followed by comment received by
It's already
postal mail, dropped off, or email, and then alternated until the maximum time has elapsed. So it's already
It's
whatever you guys are discussing,
So right
right?
now, it's just basically back
Just
and
cut the
forth,
number
back
for
and
the
Well, I'm
forth,
saying-
email.
starting
Public
with the
comment.
in-person.
Why not
They
start
come
in
100,
person
they have to
first?
speak.
That's what they're
And then
saying.
you could choose.
No, in person
The state-
first.
Starting first with
In person.
in person.
But then it goes
in-person.
back and forth, so if you want it just in person first, and then the emails at the end of the in
And-
person, if there is less than 30 minutes of in person, then you can have some email, and if there's not,
And
you know,
that's
just
why,
post it.
and that's why I wanna amend that.
Because I think Councilman San, I think you're, I think you guys are on the same page without realizing it. So what you guys want is, I just wanna make sure, you want public comments first, people.
In person.
Yeah.
Just a public,
And
just a
then
public
after those
first.
guys are done, then we do the email.
Email.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so then the way to do it would be, okay, perfect. So the way we do it is we say 30-minute max, all the in-person first. If that is, in-person is all of them, that's all of them.
All of them.
The people that emailed, we can put them on the minutes and post them if we don't get them.
But sometimes they get some issue. Sometimes they get some issue. Some people they can offer 30 people. They can tell him only 30 minutes.
Well,
It's
that's,
okay.
Sometimes they get some issue. They're gonna come 100 people. They can tell him, oh, only 20 people or 30 people. The other people.
Well, on behalf of them, they have to
Yeah.
take.
They
So-
can.
you don't
made a
have to do
group,
it
so
because
he
it's
don't want a
ability anymore
resolution.
since we're posting it that way.
Okay.
Okay, so we all say. I'd like to amend exactly description what our attorney given to us. After this language, edition, one language we're gonna post.
This language needs to change, because it's.
No, hold on.
You say the language that I'm.
Oh my God, everybody wanna say that. So here is the one. I like to make motion to amend
Second.
as
In person first,
in person first,
and then followed by emails,
followed by email.
and then leftover emails posted.
Thank you. That is the discussion.
Done.
No.
Posted means what?
I need a
Posted.
second, please.
Second, I use.
Any
Post
leftover
online.
email, she can post in our website. It's
Okay.
still there.
Only the
Any-
agenda. You can
Or
post
any
it on the agenda.
councilman wanna read it, they can read it. They have a time.
We can throw it on board.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying.
Yep.
But the public comment is no limit.
Okay, is this for both the first and the second public comment? Like, how are you,
What exactly was your question on? I don't understand what you're asking.
do the emails get read the second public comment if there's room?
Okay.
Yes.
Like, like,
So we
there's gonna
just
be so
continue
many
on with
little
the emails
rules.
under the.
Yes.
Yes, that's what we said. Tony said that.
Okay.
So I do read emails during the second public comment?
Yeah.
If you have,
First, there will be in person.
In
So
person.
So
basically,
it's
the
a
people-
30-minute for both public comments?
Yes,
30
first in
minutes
person.
first, 15 minutes after.
15 minutes
So
for
if
the
the-
second
during
one?
that 15 minutes, we have time for email after the in-person.
And we're
Yeah.
still doing 3 minutes with additional 1 minute?
Yep.
For the first meeting,
Yep,
for the first
yep,
public
yeah,
hearing?
everything same.
2
Yeah,
minutes
but-
after the.
But if they got some issues,
There's
no
no
limit.
One in the end.
But again, the second part, you stick to the agenda, then we need to change that.
Yeah, we're
Okay.
not, no, we changed that. We changed
Okay,
it.
It's already changed?
Yeah, I changed that.
Okay. So that means you can talk about.
so you have a second. So if you don't have a discussion, let's go.
I
It's
have
gonna be, it's no
actually-
limit, it's
we
no
have
limit,
to-
a public comment, it's no limit.
What is it?
No, it says 30 minutes.
There is
30
a-
Yeah, I don't wanna be no.
Okay, then you vote no. That's okay.
So
I-
they
I
are
vote
saying
yes.
30 minutes and 15
No.
after.
Okay, let's go ahead and vote it down.
Okay, well, I have to vote on the motion first,
Yeah.
on the ordinance. Okay, so, just one moment. Councilman Musa,
Yes.
Councilman Al Samiri, you're voting on the
Amendment.
motion to change
Amendment.
it to in person first for 30 minutes, and if there's no room for emails, they're posted?
No.
No. Councilman Rafai,
Yes.
Councilman Hassan,
Yes,
Mr. Mayor, motion approved?
It's a resolution.
is the resolution now.
No, amendment.
No, yes.
Amended
Amendment.
res-
This is the motion approved.
I like to make the amended resolution motion into the floor.
Correct, thank you.
Second.
Second,
Just bear with me, please, there's a lot of writing, so I just need to be a little organized, just bear with me. So Councilman Hassan motioned for the amended resolution 2023, who seconded?
Khalil,
Okay, so now we're voting on
Yes.
the amended resolution 2023-127.
yes,
Councilman Rafai,
Yes.
Councilman Musa,
Yes.
Councilman Al Samiri,
No.
Councilman Hassan.
yes.
Mr. Mayor, amended resolution 2023-127 approved.
All right, so we'll see how this works. We can always revisit this and
Yep, anytime.
amend it. All right, so that was E. So D and F were canceled, so we move to G. Resolution 2023-129, approval of installation of new stop signs and traffic control orders.
Motion.
Second,
Second.
Mr. Mayor, several councilmen weighed in on this at several locations. We had the chief investigate it and then make a determination, and she essentially agreed with it. So if you don't mind, we'll let her give an overview of the locations for you.
Hi, so as you know, over the past several years, we've done an effort to improve transit and vehicular and pedestrian safety. We've requested several locations over the years of addition of new stop signs. Some of these locations that are included in this resolution were based on community and city council concerns. So as the city manager said, I did investigate all these locations. So I'm requesting that we add a stop sign on Gallagher Street at the intersection of Lehman, on Gallagher Street at the intersection of Jacob, on Ellery Street at the intersections of Yemen's, Yemen's, Belmont, and Trowbridge. So there'll be 3 additional stop signs on Ellery, and then 1 on McKay Street at the intersection of Pulaski. And these, I think, will help slow down traffic. A lot of these sections are, the Gallagher ones are where there's a school located. McKay Street doesn't really have any traffic control devices from Caniff to Carpenter, with the exception of 1. So this will help slow down McKay Street. And then Ellery, of course, we've got a lot of issues in that area, and these will help slow down that traffic also. So, any questions I'm here to answer?
Yes, I have a question.
Sure.
Fleming and Berger, they have a school there, and the residents education. I drive this way, it's very unsafe for the kids and no stop sign around.
Right, so, yeah, so I did take a look at that location, because I was thinking Fleming in addition. I've been over there earlier in the year when school was in session, and that area just gets so congested that if you put a stop sign there, you're gonna back traffic up onto Caniff Street, which is gonna cause even more problems. We did add one at Casimir a few years back, but I just think Berger Street is a really difficult location. But I did look into that. I can certainly, once the school year starts again, I can go back over there, but I know that I did notice that it just gets so congested there that you're gonna back up traffic
Yep,
onto Caniff
very
Street,
short
even more
distance.
than it already is, and I just think that that's gonna cause more issues. But, you know, I can
Keep it
certainly-
in mind, check it out.
Absolutely, I can definitely, once school gets really going and that it gets colder out, when people are starting to drive their kids more, I'll definitely take a look at that location again.
Thank you.
Mr. Chair,
Yes, Councilman.
as I browse some of these, and also some of my council members, I want to ask the city manager, can we add to this resolution?
Can we add to the resolution?
Yes,
Specific locations?
yes.
I would say just bring them to us, Councilman, so that the chief can look at the intersections to make sure, and then we can bring them back.
I think well, 2 of them are nearby a school. I'm not gonna wait to do another study. One of them is in Florian and Burmac, whatever you call that.
Brimback.
What is it called?
Brumback.
Brumback, or, that's where Frontier or Oakland
Mhm.
School is.
Okay.
There has been many accidents. There are students out there. And also Gallagher and Norwalk.
So when we do this, Councilman, we also give the fire chief a weigh in on it. Ultimately, the police chief sets the traffic order and brings it to you, but he's not here, and I don't have the benefit of him weighing in. I would say if it wasn't for that, I would say between the chief and I, we could say, yeah, fine, but I don't wanna take that.
Right. So I did, in years past, I have reviewed the intersection of Gallagher and Norwalk. The problem with that location is traffic turns onto Gallagher, onto Norwalk, so they're not stopping for anyone. I mean, I get that there's pedestrian traffic there, but that intersection, so if you think of like, other streets where the street would turn onto Gallagher, so you're making everyone stop, kinda like we did with, because Jacob crosses over. Norwalk, since it runs away from Gallagher towards the school, the traffic on Gallagher isn't stopping for anyone, because Norwalk, they're not pulling out from Norwalk onto Gallagher, if you understand what I'm
Yeah,
saying.
but how can we, because there's a lot of students that walk and
Right.
no one really stops.
So I think we might be able to look into
Is that
doing
one of the
maybe some.
locations where we're adding speed humps now? John, is that the list? Is that one on the list, remember?
I don't see the list, I can't recall.
So-
We also
So there's
have
other
a
things
whole
that we can
Bring it
slew of
back.
speed humps too that
look
we're
at,
analyzing
where we
too.
could possibly look at installing a crosswalk there with a lot of signs, and the signs that tell people when pedestrians are in the roadway, you have to yield, that kind of thing. But again, as the city manager states, these 2 locations, I wouldn't feel comfortable approving these without the fire chief's input, especially on Brownback, because that is one of our main fire routes. And also without looking at, the locations a little better, but like I said, Gallagher and Norwalk isn't really gonna be an
Councilman,
option.
can we circle back with you on this one? We wanna get you more.
Okay,
So
how
we
about-
can-
how-
we
how
can do
about the
some
other
research
location,
on
Gallagher and Dramus?
Anybody has
Dramus,
anything,
because
bring
the
to
other-
us.
It's not same in Norwalk.
Right, yeah, let us, take a look at, I'll write all these locations down and take a look at them.
We do go out, look at the traffic flow, see how it's working, I mean, it's,
Well, I'm gonna send you guys an email, and
Yes.
hopefully next council meeting,
Yes, we
we're
can
gonna
bring
have
couple.
these.
send an email and we'll.
Let's
whatever
study those
works out,
things
we'll-
and-
It's not like
Because-
Dramus, they're gonna be different in Norwalk. They need it.
Yeah, I will take a look, at that one and
And there's Florian and,
Florian and Brombeck. I have
no,
it written down. It's right
the street after that. You cross,
Florian Brombeck, Doremus, and what?
what is it
The
called?
Dramus in Gallagher.
And you said on Brombeck, Councilman, and what? Which one?
Latham?
Are you talking just south of Florian or north of
Florian
Florian?
and Latham, there,
South, right?
Florian and Latham, there should be a stop sign there? I thought there was one at Florian and Latham.
No, on Latham, there is no stop sign. On Florian, there is a stop sign.
On Conant, we cannot put a stop sign, right?
No.
No.
Avenue.
Mr. Chair, Mr. Chair,
Yes, sir. Go
on the
ahead.
Jacob Street, by the stadium, I'm sorry, I was there, people coming from the corner, very high speed, after the game over or something like that, and it is something that dangerous. Can you study of those street and do something with the speed hump or stop sign? Speed hump is good enough for them to, Jacob from the corner to there.
Jacob and where, sir?
Jacob from Conan to Gallagher. If you put the speed hump, it's gonna be help. Because
So-
people are speeding there.
So on the speed humps, Councilman, for the moment, we're just looking at the ones by the school. Because as we, do the lead service lines repave, we're adding
Does
speed
service
humps
line.
to the paving as we go. So I don't wanna potentially put a speed hump in that we may be coming through the next year or so and then ripping it out. But what is it, what's the academy over there?
It is by the stadium.
So we
after
are
the game-
adding a stop sign on Gallagher and Jacob, but I see what you're saying, from Conant to
From the corner to
Gallagher.
Jacob, the no stop
Yeah.
sign.
And we can,
people
I
speeding.
can definitely, because like I said, we are putting a stop sign there
I
at
give you
Gallagher and
info,
Jacob.
let's check it out, study of those things, and see if any conclusion can come up.
Okay, and I can certainly, send that to the officers to make them aware that that's a location that you're noticing
Yes.
a lot more speeding and things like that, so we can certainly,
Especially when game is over.
speeding there.
Yeah,
Yes, absolutely.
Councilman, Mayor,
I understand.
anything that comes to mind in the next couple days, please send to us. And the chief and staff will analyze those locations and we'll get your feedback, and then we potentially could get those to you at the next meeting.
Okay. Well, I'm just adding, so from now, she knows what we're referring to and talking about. So she can start doing, her homework and talk to the chief, fire chief. And then also, for crosswalk, I'm gonna also add that to my resolution next month, and that's a crosswalk from from JC from Yemen Cafe to Hamtramck Market.
Cafe, okay, so Councilman, we gotta be, it's a lot harder for us to do county streets, like across Joseph Campo. That is actually one we have in the works, where we're actually designing right now, where we potentially might redo the parking in front of Veterans Memorial Park right now, and then add a crosswalk, but we ultimately have to have county's approval on that.
I know that.
That's a tough one, considering our DPS director has been trying to get a hold of the county director for the last 2 days, and has yet to even get a response. So that takes, I don't know that we can bring that one that fast.
Well, I know, at least I'm saying bring that up to the
It's
table
100%
so we
in
can
the
talk
works.
about it.
Yep.
Because
Mr.
a lot of
City
people
Manager.
do a cross between Hamtramck Market and Yemen Cafe and, and versa.
100% agree with you.
And then,
I
you know,
would
you got-
personally like to see that as well.
And then you got parents and kids that do walk from Goodson and Danforth, and it's like no really kind of stops in that area.
Right, so right now, we have some preliminary drawings of that area that Hennessy engineers put together for us. Our hope is to get some more preliminary drawings from Hennessy from some other areas that also correlate to the Joe Louis Greenway. It's all
Okay.
kind of one big shot. And then our hope is to take all of that with your blessing to the county and ask for all these changes in one shot.
All right, so these are future projects to work on. Any other suggestion about this?
No, sir.
Stop signs, we can go to.
Mr. Mayor, I'm sorry to take 1 second, couple seconds. City manager, Councilman Mayor Potam asked for the Conant Street, but from the Aladdin and by the Comor and Conant, can you put like a crosswalk sign there?
No.
It is very dangerous.
It's
Always.
the same, it's the same thing
They
with
can.
county, Councilman,
Yeah.
Kona is controlled by the county.
We're gonna
We-
request to
we do
you
have-
and you're gonna do a study, that's
We
it.
also have the dilemma of across there is Detroit. So, half of that right there is Hamtramck and half is Detroit. So not only would we have to interface with the county for permission, but then we'd also have to
Following
interface
county, we
with Detroit.
can-
Not out of the realm of possibilities, but it's just
No,
gonna be that
we
much
gotta
more
ask them
difficult
again.
for us to do.
All right, so that's another thing to look at in the future.
Done it at
H was removed. You can, let's vote, okay?
Are you ready to vote?
Yep.
Yes? Councilman Rafai?
Yes.
Councilman El Samiri?
What you want that one?
This is for
Stop
the
signs.
stop signs. You're
Oh,
approving the
yes.
stop signs.
Yes.
Thank you.
Oh.
Hassan.
Mr. Happy Man.
Councilman Hassan?
Yes.
Councilman Musa?
Yes.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Resolution 2023-129 approved.
All right, so 130 was removed, so resolution 2023-131 approving first reading and setting the date of, for the public hearing and second reading of the amendment to business license ordinance.
Motion.
Second.
Mr. Mayor?
I thought you were gonna say.
Yes, sir.
So this one actually was spurred by Councilman
You're gonna
Chowdhury.
take it off.
As it currently stands, we did amend the business license a few years back. However, this one little area that we're trying to fix here is a little bit cumbersome for us to actually manage. And we've rewritten it at the councilman's behest, and we think we have a good solution. It's dealing specifically with late fees for business licenses. And Ode, you did rewrite this, you want to just give the quick synopsis?
Yeah. Let me just pull it up. Sorry. Basically, we changed it to, instead of $1 a day or whatever it was before, basically every year already, you guys set fee schedules, so the council would set a fee schedule for how much it is. And it's not gonna be per day, it's per 30 days, so it's not gonna be as cumbersome. And it's up to the council.
Can I speak on this since it's my
You
own?
can, go ahead.
Thank you. So, like you're saying, what it was scheduled originally is it's $100 for the year. If they're 15 days, there's a little grace period, so it's 15 days. After 15 days of the business license being expired and not paid into, we add the additional $50. And yes, it was $1 a day, but so that we don't have to go into the system and add $1 a day, we do $30 every month. So every 15th of the month after that first initial late fee, which was $50, we paid $30. So I thought you put it in as, it still gets the $50 late fee, correct? That's in the word?
It's up to the council.
So the initial, after 15 days, I believe it was
Yeah,
automatic
50.
assessment, and then
Right.
each 30 days, something else would be assessed.
Yeah,
but
so the
annually,
$50 is
council will
in.
set
Right.
what that
Yes.
is.
So the initial one, right?
Can we talk?
Mr. Clerk, I have a question.
Mr. Chair.
So,
Oh, one at a time, sorry.
You wanna
I'm
let
sorry.
them speak and then you ask for it.
My question is there,
Um,
15 days of grace, can I talk?
Yes, he has first, let us Sumeri first.
Yeah, I know I have the business from like over 15 years. This business license, they're gonna be expired April 30?
April 30th.
Yeah. What's the date when we send the letter?
About
Every,
the expiration,
yeah.
we send it at the beginning of March. You have 2 months in advance.
I know before we came, like 10 years ago, they send the letter after the winter time when they send the taxes bills, over a month. They send everyone, even business license for the rental or business license for the other
We do
thing.
send renewals.
Yeah, all of them they send in one time. Everybody they know, everybody. If the people they missing, they're gonna be a late fee. I pay the late fee like many times because I know I make mistake. We need to leave like this issue same way. We didn't need to change anything. That's what I am saying.
Okay.
My question is there, 15 days grace period, am I right?
Same thing.
So then you're telling us the $50 for the charge, what kind of charge?
So after 15 days, automatically it's a $50 late fee. But
So for
anything
30 days or for the whole?
Okay,
before
let
you-
me say it this way. Business license expires April 30th. May 15th, you'll have a $50 late fee on it.
Yes.
That's in the ordinance. added, instead of, what was in the ordinance is $50 on the 15th of May and then $1 a day after. ODE took out that $1 a day and put it on responsibility on the council to add it in the fee schedule to say what is the
Every
late
30
fee for
days
business
after that,
license.
so basically after 15 days, 30 days after the 15 days, they get a fee. 30
What
days
is the
after that, a
fee?
fee.
You guys are going to schedule
And
it.
you make that
pick the fee. So instead of it being $1 a day after the 15th.
Like $365 a year.
So I'll give you an example. You can have $50 on May 15th, and then every 30 days, you wanna add a $100 late fee, that's your decision. You wanna add a $10 late fee every 30 days after the main 15, that's your decision.
My suggestion, I wanna get the business
Right
involved.
now, how we do it is $50 on May 15th, June 15th and $30, July 15th, it's another $30, and $30 added. So,
My opinion, is it will be less than $30.
and then at what point do we keep charging late fees for 12 months until they pay the next business license? So those are your decisions.
Okay.
Mr. Chair,
Yes, go ahead.
City Manager, Max, okay, and Rana, so previously it was the first 15 days is $50, correct?
Correct.
And then it's $1 every day.
But we would do $30 at the end of
I get it, so is it, now, the question is it a system that you have to go on and put $1?
It's not, no, so that's what I'm saying, instead of doing it, so that's what I said, we did $50 on the 15th, and instead of going in and doing $1 a day, we just tacked on the next late fee, June 15th, which was $30. So instead of doing $1 a day, we waited a full month and just, here's the $30
System is a real conducive.
I got it, so,
It was actually, it was simpler than what the wording was in the ordinance.
so your
We go
opinion,
into the system, we add a $30 late fee to everybody who's pending.
so your opinion is to remove $1?
Not my opinion, though. This is.
No, I'm saying, you're saying to remove the $1.
Oh, this is what we, yes. Which was
Your
we-
recommendation is to remove
What,
the
no, I'm
statement
gonna
that
tell you
says.
what we did, instead of doing $1 a day, because it was too much, we couldn't handle it, because if I give you an invoice, and then you come in to pay it 3 days later, you're gonna owe $3 more, I have to print you up another invoice with the,
And that's what I'm trying to get.
So, yeah, so instead of doing $1 a day, we just waited for 30 days to pass, we tacked on a $30 late fee. Wait
Okay.
another 30 days to pass, tack on another $30 late fee.
So why now put it back to council, so whenever they wanna change this
Because some
annually?
people don't wanna pay late fees when they pay their business license late.
Well,
Everybody
I'm
they
saying-
pay late fee. Everybody they pay late fee.
So if it's,
Everybody.
if it's always been $1 a day, $1 a day, that's common sense, $30 a month, right?
Yeah, that's how
So
I
why
do it.
not put it in this resolution, $30 a day?
$30
Just-
a month.
I mean, a month, and keep it the way it is, why we have to go back to council every time, I don't,
Well, it's not
Mr.
every
Chair.
time, it's just every year you do the fee schedule and it's just in there and you re-up it. If you guys decided you wanted to change it at a time, you could, but most of that stuff stays pretty consistent. I wouldn't enshrine actually amounts in ordinance because, well, frankly, ordinances are hard to change and amounts change. It might be, 5, 10 years from now, you might think it's
Mr.
$2 a
Chair.
day should be better. And
So you
now it's an
can
ordinance.
make it a fee schedule and still do $30 a month.
That's what I'm saying,
It's just
why-
that it's your decision to do it every year, you vote on it as a
if
fee
it's,
schedule.
if it's always been $1 a day, okay, keep it $1 a day, or let's say, do it monthly, let's say $30 it's every month, and then, why does it have to come back to council every time?
Well,
It's
you've
been
seen
always.
You've seen the fee schedule, but like Max is saying, sometimes it becomes redundant, like the $1 a day, and maybe in a few years you wanna change, you wanna go through public hearings to do an ordinance change based on a late fee. You could just put a late fee, I get it, you could just put a late fee on a fee schedule
We are
and
trying
make
to
it $30.
change all the fees in the ordinance.
Yeah, you
remove
could make
fees
it
from
$30
ordinance
a month
so
on a
that you
late.
got- So that council just sets it annually, but you do it in one fell swoop.
It
I
could
don't
be
know.
the same as it is in
Mr.
the
Chair,
ordinance.
if you,
What if a person comes in day 25 before the 30 days? If there's no $1 a day, would he be charged?
It's just the first $50
First
late
50.
fee. Cause the $1 a day
Okay.
it's not workable, you can't
I
work
mean,
with doing $1 a day
I don't
every
see that
day.
it is a big problem, but
It's not.
go ahead.
So that's why
Mr.
you can do,
We're making it work. The councilman brought it to us.
so,
We
Okay.
cleaned
so
it up.
the ordinance has the $50 late fee. Your decision as a council would be on the fee schedule to
Late
do,
fee,
if you
$50,
want,
that's-
$30 a month late fee.
Mr. Chair,
Mayor Pro Tem, go ahead.
if Mr. Councilman Down. So, we have the law, right? We have the ordinance right now, as of today. Any problem for that? I didn't see any problem. So, the resolution came is getting more problem now.
Yeah.
City clerks, I cannot keep track the how many dollar, how many day. Councilman has to bother all those things. I wanna stick with the old resolution, old law, if we don't have any problem. If city can survive, unless very specific something happening right now, given city has the money and given away money supporting the license, I think I don't have no complaint, nobody complain about what we are in system. So discussion right now, as of now, I'm gonna vote for no. I don't wanna make no more complication,
Yes.
no more conflict, if attorney is okay with that.
I'm fine with that.
Okay, that's
Wait,
it.
Mr. Chair, I have a-
Councilman Naeem Chaudhry is, he's not here to defend his,
Mr. Chair,
You can bring any
I have a
document.
last thing to add there. How much the fee for the license per year?
It's $100 a year.
$100. Is a $100 fee per year, and we're gonna charge the late fee for $360? It should be fair?
It should be fair
It's
that
up to
people
you.
don't pay
No, no,
late.
no. They're gonna pay for license $100 per year.
Okay.
And we charge them, they do not pay for those, and we charge for them $360.
The 360, I'll take it as an approximate number, but I see where you're
So
going.
my question is there.
Is it
No,
fair?
It
You're
is not
asking?
fair.
You don't think it's fair
It
to
is, I
charge a
don't
late
think
fee?
it is fair. The license fee $100, and he did not pay for the 1 year, any reason. He made a mistake, so he paid for 3.5 times.
Oh, but you know that he can also get a $500 misdemeanor ticket for it too, so that's another $500 on top of it. It's a law, it's an ordinance, so you're asking are fees okay? It's an ordinance, it's a law. Like you either pay a late fee or you're gonna get a misdemeanor and then if you have a business and I give you a ticket for not having a business license, not only do you have to pay $500, you gotta have an attorney come with you to court. So the simplest solution, pay your business license on time.
Councilman, we do have some chronic offenders. I mean, there
Yes.
there are some
You
that
have a
are
business.
bad.
Let's go finish up with
Do you
that.
have a business?
Mr. Chair,
yes.
I want to kind of clarify to Mr. Councilman Abu Musa. Previously, it was $1. Now they're trying to make it where it's monthly, 30 days. So it's either we choose that, hit them for every 30 days, or keep it the way it is for $1. So,
Not
It
necessarily,
is.
those are the same. Like, you're saying the same thing, they're $30 a month or $1
that's a
a
change.
day.
That's the only change you guys have here is switching it
But
instead of.
I'm telling you personally, the ordinance says $1 a day, yes, but I don't input $1 a day. I wait until the full month passes, I just input a $30 late fee. So the two are same. I sort of like, I don't wanna say I'm playing with the ordinance, but it is sort of the same, but I'm not putting $1 a day.
And that's why I was trying to clarify to him, that's
So
the
if
only
you-
difference. That from now and previously, that was $1 a day, that you had to enter $1 a day. Where now, Mr. Councilman Chowdhury is trying to put it where it's every 30 days.
No, Councilman Chowdhury is saying it's $50 late fee on the 15th, and then any late fee after that, you decide on the fee schedule what you want it to be. So every year you can change it, like
Oh,
you can
no.
say,
We
I
leave
don't
like
want
that.
a late
We
fee.
leave like that.
See,
or
and
we
that's-
want it
And that's my
$50.
problem, why we have to come back
Okay,
to
now
council.
discussion.
I think let's vote on this.
Let's go.
Yeah, let's vote for that.
Okay. We know what we're voting on, right?
Yes.
Okay, Councilman Rafai,
No.
Councilman Musa,
No.
Councilman Al Samiri,
No.
Councilman Hassan.
No,
Mr. Mayor, resolution 2023-131 approved, not approved. Not approved.
you try to make someone happy.
All right. J, resolution 2023-132 approving purchase of smart safe for Treasury Department.
Motion.
Second.
Mr. Mayor, so basically, this is a new technologically advanced safe that we install in our treasurer's office. It's does a lot of things. It no longer requires us to go to the bank daily, which has its own hazards within it. It automatically processes the checks as it comes in and basically sends it to the bank. It automatically processes the money. And essentially, after so much time of it collecting money, we send an armored car to collect it, and it's just safer all around. It's much more efficient for our treasurer's department in the end game. So Wasn't too unreasonably priced for what it does and increases the efficiency. Amir, was there anything you wanted to add to that?
Yeah, I just want to say that this particular initiative will not only streamline the operations in the Treasury Department, but it will save us money in the long run. Because what happens is that when we deposit money in the night box at the bank, it is done after maybe a couple of days of collecting the cash and then taking it to the bank. And that itself is a very risky operation that somebody's, and sometimes we ask the police to, give us an escort. So you've got, time that is being spent by police, time that's being spent by the treasury people, going in, depositing that money, and then that deposit will sit overnight in the bank, and then whenever the bank will have the chance, either the next day or the day after, it'll get credited to your account. What this safe does is connected through the internet to the bank, to your account. So the moment you put the money in its drawer, it's logged in. It's like an ATM for us. So when you deposit through the ATM, this is how this works. So the money gets credited immediately to your account and starts earning interest, right away. And plus, you don't have to go to the bank anymore. We do have Brinks come in to pick up our coins from the parking meters, once a week, and they can come in and they can take this cash from the safe and take it to the bank. So it streamlines the whole process. It gets us credit for the money, upfront, and it saves us time and effort from the city employees as well as the risk involved in taking money and cash to the bank.
How much the monthly fee we are paying for it, and how much the machine will cost us?
Machine is costing you around a little over $15,000. Monthly fees in terms of, we are losing like 4 to 5 days of cash not getting credited to your account. So 200,000, 100,000, 80,000, 150,000, depending on the amount of cash. So that's money that you're losing. And then when the bank processes it for you, it charges a certain amount of money for you. Then the cost of the employee spending half an hour to an hour, every time they go to the bank, and it could be 1 to 2 to 3 employees. So if the police is escorted, the 2 police officers plus an employee, their time cost, so it all adds up.
My question is, the Brinks coming to pick up the
Brinks
coins from there?
No. Brinks already comes and
For the
charges
coin.
us. So it's part of that.
So they have an extra charge for this?
No, they won't be having extra charge for this, because Brinks already is charging us for picking the coins.
Okay.
So when they come to pick the coins, they'll just take the notes as well, the currency notes, and they go to and take it to the bank, so they'll just take it to the bank. So there is no additional cost as such to Brinks.
That's okay.
Mr. Chair. I think we can just vote on this. I think it's we're in 2023, it's time for technology. And this system, I read about it, and I did a little research on YouTube. But the thing that it does is kind of save some time and employment, where instead of having, like you said, employees and police escort. One thing it tells me, having this machine, that our city is getting a lot of money. So that means we're boosting with money, so that we have to have this machine.
Yeah, there are times when we take 2 bags, especially during tax season, and when people are paying their property taxes and stuff like that. There's a lot of money that goes to the bank.
That's what I'm saying. That shows that we're a city are doing good, so we're getting a lot of money now. We actually have to purchase a machine to.
Well, we should have done that some time ago, because it's so inefficient the way we are operating right now.
So it processes the checks and cash.
Yeah.
What about credit cards?
Well, credit cards is already being done right now.
Okay.
That's already being done.
That's a different, okay.
What we are doing is, this is just for the currency. The other thing that we've added is that we are going to get a scanner from the bank, and they will install that scanner, and we will scan all the checks that we are getting. So we don't have to take the checks to the bank anymore. And that again will save us a lot of money, because the banks charge us a significant amount of fees for processing these checks, because they scan it on our behalf to do, credit to our accounts. Here, what we're doing is we're going to be doing it ourselves, and that scanner is connected again to our bank account. So we are just trying to, make the process much more efficient in the Treasury Department.
We have a safe money for this machine between the people when we drop out to the bank.
Sorry?
Do you have
Yeah.
a safe, like service
That's
charge?
something.
Well, this itself is a safe.
Yeah.
It is like, like you have the ATM. This is a safe, so once
Your
the money
bank.
goes in, nobody can access it. Brinks has a key to it. When they come to open it, and they can take the currency drawers out, they can empty it and take
A
it.
safe truck, he comes and opens and takes the money.
Okay. So,
That's all.
give you one negative thing and I will approve it. Negative thing is here, traceability. So I'm putting the $5,000, saying the brings system, I putting the $5,000. I put the $3,000. Accounting $5,000 to my account. There is any chance, any employee error?
No, because Brinks.
No. You dropping the money.
And you put the number
Hold on. I have experience in New York City. You dropping the money.
I'm not dropping any money.
Example, okay, what your cashier doing? Depositing. Dropping the money means depositing to the,
Where, to the bank?
no?
To the machine?
Yeah.
Okay, machine, you're not depositing the money in the machine. What you're doing is you're feeding currency notes to it.
Oh, so you feeding?
You feed it.
Oh, okay.
You feed currency notes to it, and as you feed it,
It's counting automatically.
Yeah.
Okay, I got it.
Yeah. It's automatically counting it.
More advanced what I thought.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah.
You were 20%.
Like
No, it's good. New York, I had some experience.
No,
about
it's
that.
not. It's not that. It's
I
not-
understand now.
Okay.
Okay, go ahead.
Let's vote.
Okay.
Vote.
Yeah.
Mr. Mayor, ready to vote?
Yeah, I mean, it seems like we are being creative and, serving ourselves. I wish we can be creative and serving the residents too. So it seems like in every meeting we are coming up with new stuff for us, for the city hall, but not
for
much for the
residents.
residents. So I'm okay with that, but I hope to see more work for the residents from now
Okay.
on.
Well, Mr. Mayor, the next four.
Well, that was added, that relieves some of the stress today with the additions that we have, but
This machine, they get warranty or fix if sometime they get some happen?
It will be covered by the bank because we're buying the
From the
machine
bank.
from the bank,
They get some happen, the bank, he fix it.
so they'll come and fix it.
Okay.
I think
Alright.
we also.
ready to vote.
Councilman Hassan,
Yes.
Councilman Al Samiri,
Yes.
Councilman Musa,
Yes.
Councilman Rafai.
Yes.
Mr. Mayor, resolution 2023-132 approved.
All right, thank you. So K and L were removed from the agenda, and so we will move to M, which is approving Resolution 2023-135, approving award of 223 alley reconstruction design and construction service to Hennessy Engineers.
A motion.
Second.
All right, discussion?
Mr. Mayor, as yourself and council requested, you guys wanted more construction. So we developed 7 more alleys to add to the several we are currently doing right at the moment, and we hope to have every one of these completed before the snow flies, barring any unforeseen events. It's a lot of alleys, and we spread them around where we think it would be the greatest impact at this time for the community. And we hope to keep up the pace best we can.
All right, so
I believe Amir wanted
Can
to
I
add
just
something.
add to this? We are going to spend about $615,000 on the alleys, which should be completed, I think, by the end of this month or early next month. And then, this week, yeah. And then the other 7 alleys that we are adding, which should be done, hopefully by end of October or something. they would be totaling around 800,000. So between 6 and 8, we're already talking about $1.4 million. On top of that, we'll have, about $100,000 to $200,000 in Hennessy design fees and, project management fees. We had budgeted $500,000 for alleys in 23-24 budget. We are now utilizing at least $1 million more from the fund balance to pave these alleys. So, just as a response to what you said earlier, there is a significant amount of money that we are going to spend in the next few months on alleys, on road resurfacing, and about $1.5 million on water and sewer from their fund balance to address lead service lines. So we are enhancing the speed of our lead service line efforts by not just increasing the amount of lead service lines we are going to do from one contractor. We are going to try and engage another contractor to add more lead service lines to it. So there is potentially, we are spending more than $3 million on just these projects on that. And this is on top of this, we've added, those street sweepers. And I can tell you from 2 months ago, the streets and the main, streets look a lot cleaner and a lot neater. And there's a huge change in the way the city looks today than what it used to look, 2 months ago. So I think all this investment that we have been doing in equipment and in everything will show a huge change, going forward in the next few months.
All right. Thank you. That's what we want to hear.
Well, that's what I'd like to see also.
You asked and we provided.
Okay. I mean,
Yeah, can
all
we
right.
talk?
Yeah, go ahead, Councilman Swear.
That's all stuff. He said they're gonna be October, everything is done.
All the alleys.
Well, so what John was
How about the
October for
street?
this
How about the
batch.
street?
We'll get the
Yeah.
next
John,
one.
come back up. John, please give a little bit of timeline on some of this, because you're a little bit more familiar with timelines than I am.
We got lucky, the contractor that's currently doing the whole East Joseph Campo alley now got a big cancellation, so I talked to him out on the job site, and I says, council is yearning to do more alleys, would you be able to move to some more projects? And he was
What
happy
you want,
to do
Ali?
so.
What you want?
Right now, he's behind like the Main Street doing that, and the Joseph Campo alley is what they're doing now, then they're going over to the next one. Then he's got a big block of time opening up in October. So he was gonna do a $2.5 million project downriver, that got canceled or moved to next year. So I told him, depending on what council said, I could probably keep him busy.
Would you like us to read off the alleys? Would that be helpful?
Can you guys read, the ones that we are working now and which ones are next?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. The
John,
one,
you got it? Or you want me to do it?
you know,
Okay, I'll do it. All right, so currently speaking, we are in the East Joseph Campo Alley from Comer all the way to PNC, which is just north of Kniff.
Okay.
We've already went past Casimir, and we're now working south of Casimir. Everything north of Casimir is already curing. I checked it out today. They got it all ripped out all the way pretty much right to PNC right now. I suspect probably tomorrow they're gonna pour that, barring any unforeseen events. Then they're going to be doing the North Kniff Alley between Joseph Campo and Mitchell, which is basically the T intersection behind PNC as well. So everything
the whole area
behind
is done,
PNC
yeah.
will be done all the way up to Comer, essentially. Then, as soon as they're done with that, they're moving down to the south end of the city, and they're doing from Roosevelt to Goodson in the East Joseph Campo Alley. They're gonna take a break, and then they're gonna come back, and I don't know exactly what their start date is, but we'll have them for a couple more months before the snow flies. And then they're going to do, not necessarily exactly in this order, but we're going to do the East Moran Alley, which is actually the Conant Alley between Comer and Casimir. That runs, to put into perspective, behind Aladdin and several other businesses there. Then we're doing the East Joseph Campo Alley from Goodson to the dead end at the park, which to put in perspective is behind Shiba, Yemen Cafe, and the businesses over there, which will tie in nicely to the one we're doing now, and eventually queue us up to do the North Goodson, which runs the length of Veterans Park. We'll talk about that later. We got a good plan for that as well. Then we're also looking to do the West Joseph Campo Alley from Carpenter to Nibel. To put that in perspective, the tire place on Carpenter from there to roughly behind the doctor's office to Nibel. The next one after that, we're doing the North Holbrook Alley, basically from Cherist all the way to Conant. So perspective behind Holbrook Market all the way to Conant. It's a very large section, it needs it very badly. The next one up is the East Conant Alley between Oliver and Dorothy. I don't have a business over there. Actually, I do, across from the old Massant, which is now Z-Box, directly across from that. So, and then the last one on this list will be the East Joseph Campo Alley from Dan to Council. To put it in perspective, Councilman, help me with the mosque over there.
Al-Ghazali Mosque.
Yes, the Al-Ghazali Mosque, directly behind that one, which also brings us right onto Dan Street there, which we're hoping to do within the next few cycles here as well.
How about the other one from the CVS to Avalon?
We are hoping to catch that in the next big swoop. There is some money that we're aware of that is coming to the city that we're trying to work out now. And if all goes well, we can do another huge batch coming up. But please don't hold me to that one just yet because it's not finalized.
Can we do that one in the list?
You might have our staff have a conniption.
You know, just one more thing I wanted to add. When we did the street cleaning through the street sweepers, we have tons and tons of, you know, material that's sucked up and cleaned from the streets. How many containers did we, you know?
Well, the last container, the truck couldn't even lift it.
Yeah, it was so heavy.
They'd actually take the backhoe and remove some of the debris out of the dumpsters so that
So
somebody could pick it up.
several containers worth of mud and
That's
debris has been cleaned from the street. Now, all of that would have gone into the sewers. And those sewers would have been clogged.
The last
And
dumpster was
that-
25 tons
Yeah, so that
of dirt.
that is, you know, that is the dividend that we're seeing from investing in these machines. And what that does is, once you clean the sewers or you reduce them, the mud from the sewers, that's going to alleviate to a certain extent the flooding that we get, you know, with the rains. So it's all connected, and I think we need to see it through the larger picture to see what the effect it's going to have on the city.
So, Councilman, I just wanted to add one more thing to the question you had about that particular alley. And Councilman Samiri is speaking about the East Joseph Campo Alley from Eveline to Holbrook. It's bad, we do need to fix it, but it's a huge, very long alley.
Oh, this is one is huge, but the other one from the PNC Bank to Comart is not huge.
That's huge too, 100%.
Oh, but they going fast. And the other one,
It's the price.
from Comart to Carpenter is not huge.
So the thought process on this one, Councilman, was the price tag, I believe, is over 300 or more. Was it 350 or 400,000 for that alley alone? And we're trying to
this
spread it
location
around.
very important.
It's
This is
very
huge,
high
but
on our
other
list.
one is nothing. Very important.
I hear you, Councilman. I'm
So-
trying to get it in the next batch.
It's gonna make a next list.
We're trying really hard to get that,
be
maybe
that
even
one we
sooner
do
than
in
later.
fast.
So if everything works the way we're hoping, that could be sooner.
There's a potential of another 20 alleys next.
Yeah,
next
if
year.
all goes
So-
well, we might have a whole huge list coming even bigger than this.
All right, I mean,
Why this company they start working only every time late? They didn't start from April, they start from June, and they lose the time.
So part of the thing is with this, Councilman, is that the city was essentially working at a set pace for quite some time. And all our contractors had basically adapted to that pace, which was fine. Our mayor and council, as it stands right now, wants to pick up that pace significantly. but it takes us a little while to get them going. It's sort of like, you know, once you get rolling, but we gotta get them moving, and we are. I mean, we're bringing other contractors in, the speed has increased significantly. I mean, we're doing a lot more alleys than we did last year. We're doing, hopefully on track to do a lot more service lines. We're paving all the streets this year, which we didn't pave any, I think, the past 2 years, if I'm not mistaken. So, you know, we've significantly amped it up, but it takes a little bit of time to get the ball rolling.
Then the grants, we can't even advertise for contractors
Well,
until.
that's an issue too. A lot of the grants that we're dependent upon, we can't even bid them out until we get the grant in place, because it'll basically be, it'll forfeit the
You're gonna
grant,
reject
but
it,
we
so-
won't be able to pay for that stuff, because the grants require certain things to do.
Because this alley, they're gonna keep working all time, every year. It's not only this year, they're gonna be 10, 15 alley. Every year, we're gonna fight out how to fix it.
Well, we're
All this
real
stuff
hard
in the
people.
street, all this stuff in the street, they're gonna fix it this year, but they're gonna put it in the list, like when we have the other block alley, years and years.
We're trying to bang these out as fast as we can.
If this company is not enough to work in, why do you find out another company to fix?
Some of the problem with the bidding that Hennessy has faced, that we don't get any responses. A lot of people, a lot of contractors don't wanna work in Hamtramck, one, because of the
Why
parking.
is bad in Hamtramck? Is no money?
Well, they don't wanna, they have a hard time parking their vehicles, so when they have the choice of working in cities that are nice and open with big streets, they don't even put in a bid for
Okay.
us.
When we have the construction, they're gonna close. Isn't it gonna leave the vehicle to a separate line? They're gonna close the whole block.
Right now, Councilman, construction is running rampant. I mean, everybody's building everything, and they're not hungry. The contractors are not hungry right now.
They got their picks.
They got work everywhere. They can pick and choose what they want, costs are higher. But, you know, when that turns the tide and, you know, contractors are anxious for the work again, prices will go down, we'll get a lot more responsiveness. But, you know, we flow with the market to some degree.
Mr. Chair,
Yes,
just clarify to our residents, John, when are these alleys will be done? I want an exact month on record.
These alleys, according to our contractor, if you can start them in October, they should be done this year. They worked on one last year in December, and then they tightened up.
So they are gonna start in October. The reason the delay between,
They have another job, Councilman. So they're finishing the ones we got going right now.
And then they still have another.
They have to go to another job. They have a cancellation in October, and we got fortunate that we're basically tying them up at that point. So we're monopolizing upon their.
They're not gonna be gone for long, because they still have the T, to finish the T, and they still have that other alley, so by the time they wrap those other two alleys up, they're gonna be into September anyways.
and then adding to Councilman Sumeri, this company is taking a while to do these alleys. So how come we're waiting until we get more complaints and more issues? Why not start finding another contractor that could also do the other side? What's the issue? Why we can't get more than one company to start doing
Well,
this?
we extended the contract on this contractor to do the alleys. If now we'd have to go out for rebid, which would be another delay in process in trying to get somebody in here. So the contractor we're using now is
Slow it down,
extension.
actually.
That's the contract extension that you approved in the last.
Not to mention the pricing could skyrocket on us. We've locked it in right now.
How about the trees when we have like a list, like over 3 months? We wait for the list, for cut the trees.
So we're actually going to start looking at that. contract.
This company, they cut something this year in Hamtramck, the trees?
Oh, gosh, yes. We've done a lot of.
Can we see the list?
From Lim Walker? Oh, yeah.
This year's, can
Oh,
we
yeah.
see the list,
I
what we
probably
done?
spent $60,000, $70,000 cutting trees this year.
We need to see the list, what we done for cut the trees. Because
We,
we wait for 3 trees, 3 months. We wait for the list.
All right, one more thing because of the roads. I noticed today, I got calls that, what is it, Norwalk or Edwin in Buffalo? What is that street? They're doing something over there, so,
lead service lines.
okay, and now you have trucks, bus, all these huge trucks are driving through there because there's a detour sign, telling them to go on Buffalo. So when they try to make a right on that street, what is it, Edwin? What is that street called?
They're doing them on Edwin.
Okay, so try to make us right on Edwin, it's blocked. So you got semi trucks like, and you talk about 53-foot semi trucks stuck over there, they don't know where to go. So it's either we open Kniff, if we're not doing on Detroit side any work, so they can pass through. So I think we're doing the wrong, we did it in the wrong time where Kniff is closed, because I have my drivers who drive through there, and you got other companies that drive through there, like, they got stopped.
Is Edwin, well, I mean, there's a lot of side streets that they can turn on there, but is Edwin actually a sanctioned street for the semis? I don't know off the top of my head.
Well, it's, you got semi trucks, you got companies that drive through that.
Well, they could-
Chief knows.
There are other streets that could potentially
Should be,
turn on.
because there's all the trucking areas.
So, and now it's closed because of construction.
From Buffalo down.
So I wanna, who's Mr. Smarty that kinda start doing that project over there, and you get Kniff closed?
That's the planning from Hennessy, sets it out. If there's a traffic issue, we can look at and possibly trying to redo a detour, but Kniff should be opening up shortly.
Where is it gonna be open? And my question is why Kniff is closed from Ellery 8, it's called Ellery 2?
Probably for testing on the core samples. They won't open until the concrete is at a certain stage.
No, I'm saying,
We're
why
about
not
18 or
open
19
it,
days into pour, so.
why not open it from Buffalo and Ellery, so at least people
That
can.
intersection was done quite a bit, with Kniff. Any part of Detroit's, close to Detroit, that part's been all poured.
They done all for 2 weeks.
So my question
Yeah, you can't
now,
drive on it in 2 weeks.
my
not
concern
really.
is where these truck drivers turn around.
And are those other streets,
They're not big enough. I drove.
No, they're not gonna be
They're
able
not.
to turn from Eveline, Edwin, Trowbridge, Belmont, any of those. It's gonna have to be Edwin, because they're leaving the trucking company at Buffalo and Holbrook.
so unless they're trying to get on to that little stretch of businesses there, they may just have to go around altogether and continue up Conant and turn down and come back around. I mean, this is the plight of a lot of
I've
construction.
already sent a
I mean,
message earlier today to. with
It's
Hennessy
gonna
and
get
Charles
worse
about
before it gets
this.
better with all the stuff we're about to do.
But it should be something that needs to be addressed first before you guys do start doing anything, because if we have one main road that's closed, why the heck are we gonna start doing another construction on another road? Now you got all these semi trucks trying to back up. Because I went there, there's at least 7 trucks trying to reverse.
So I'm thinking they're coming down Buffalo then, maybe we close Buffalo altogether for non-residential traffic, and then any of those trucks gotta go a long way then, for now, until we're done.
I get that, I'm just trying to,
Yeah, I put in a request this morning with Charles with Hennessy on this issue, so I should be getting a resolution to that anytime.
I mean, at this
We
point.
can't delay the project because it goes by the consent forms. They move to the next street with the highest consent forms. If we tell them no, then we're in violation. We pay the contractor money because we're not working. So it's gonna, this construction season's gonna get tight. This
Well,
probably won't be the
and-
first time.
And also, they're moving pretty fast now too, so they may not be there very long. I mean, this could be a minor.
my concern is just now you cause more traffic. You know, now you hold the whole road, so semi trucks can, hey, come on, reverse. And reversing a semi truck is not that easy. I don't know if you have a job with semi truck.
So let's maybe just close Holbrook through traffic so that they can't even get to Buffalo. Because they're probably turning from Conant onto Holbrook.
Or
onto
from
Buffalo.
Holbrook going straight.
So let's close eastbound Holbrook to non.
And I'm sure that's what Charles is gonna do because I brought it up with him this morning, so.
And are you closing for commercial or are you closing for everybody?
Everything non-residential. I mean, I suppose if a box truck wanted to sneak through or there was something, they're gonna call us. I mean, there's not a ton of businesses over there probably taking the 53 trucks.
I talked to Kowalski today. That was the one that was inquiring about it.
Is there, Kowalski's going that way?
Edwin, you got stuff going on, Mike Kowalski.
All right, well, we're gonna do the best we can to work it out. But I mean, there's gonna be some inconvenience. It's not gonna be perfect.
Mike, just think about it previously before we start doing projects and we have road articles, that's it. All right, that's.
Yeah, all right, so, yeah,
Let's vote.
I don't think we can come up with a solution now, but we hope that these alleys gets done, not like last time when we had the money, but they postponed it a year until the next summer. So hopefully this gets done this year.
I was personally, not only was John, but I was personally out there talking to the contractor, the owner on site, telling him, don't go anywhere. So,
I mean, it's okay, but they have to know that people are watching what we do.
Yeah.
I mean, last time when we announced to the people, you know, those who were concerned about those alleys, and we told them it will be done by December based on the list, and then the news came that there is no material that they are using, and so we postponed it a year until the summer, and people called us liars after we announced based on these that we discussed in the city council.
Yeah, and on the
So
list
we're
too, when we
pushing
pick
them.
the alley, the other thing that we have to keep in mind is there's design stage to them. So when everybody keeps changing the alleys or the format or which one we're doing or not doing, it basically, we have to start engineering all over on the alleys. And then I've been doing televising on the alleys to recognize problems within inside the sewer system that can be fixed before we put a brand new alley over it. So we're not tearing up a brand new alley to fix a sewer lead that's already been disconnected. So that's why it's important to come up with a list, stick to the list, not change the list, because I'm sending out the engineers, they gotta do topos, they gotta do the engineering, the curving, the designs on it, and that's what takes the time. So it's not just pick an alley and go there and pour it. There's a lot that goes into these alleys before we even show up.
And then my request, if you don't mind, before putting these alleys for research or study, send it to council, mayor, let them see which ones do you recommend if we have to make a change before we start having Hennessy, you know, do a test.
Yeah.
Maybe
A lot of these here, I mean, we didn't send it to you guys as a whole, but it 100% has your consideration in it.
I'm just saying for next time, so we don't have to, oh, don't do this alley, do this alley.
I
That's it.
agree with that. NEC not gonna take the decision. Yeah, we gonna take the decision. Let me tell you
We've manipulated this one a lot.
Okay, let me tell you what's happened. The 500,000 project, I did it 2 times. Okay? It's not 500, we had more than that. You just said that. First time we did 500,000 and I was off for 2 years because I ran for mayor.
Yes.
With that 2 years, that take whole project to the specifically what Hennessy requested. Then I came back, I said, what's going on, my 500,000? Oh, they used for this area. It was recommendation by Hennessy, first priority. Then I said, no, I'm not gonna accept that one. Let's go the pilot project. Then I made the pilot project, 500,000, assign a specific alley name. So I agree with you, and you're gonna make that happen.
Oh, we are.
Those money, not let them use where they want. He make a one the request and the justification. You wanna do the enable to this one first, or you wanna do this one first? Both are important. I understand, because doctor, he almost tried to get out from here. We are the one request him stay here. So that case, yeah, business, busy business, important business will be first priority, and we take the decision, let him know, and then he will talk to him. A contractor also, they're gonna do the couple of cities business. So what they do a little bit here, little bit over there, little bit over there, try to get there. But this one we cannot control, most of the contractor doing that. But maybe little more request or somehow play the game to bring everything done by before December, because when mayor speak, according to the paper, it's not done and he looks bad. Oh, you guys lying.
Yeah, we wanna get ahead on the
You know what I
televising
mean.
and
And
engineering
that's,
is our goal.
and that's why I have to have a record, that's why I asked you, when are they gonna be
Okay,
done?
let's go.
As the
Make
mayor
a
said,
little
people
move on.
actually called us liars.
Okay, yeah.
Some people
And
tell
just-
us some bad thing even though it's not our control. What can I do?
Yeah.
Okay, sir.
It's not 100% in our control either. I mean, we're pushing them as hard as we possibly can, but, I mean, at the end of the day, things do happen. You know, I mean, John and I are on Hennessy daily, we're on the other contractors daily, we're visiting the sites. I mean, we're pushing them hard. I mean, in this, even what we're doing now, it did not come together easily. I mean, this is a lot of behind the scenes to get this to where we're at right now.
3:42 in the morning. Last night.
If Sumari wanna within 1 month, he can open the construction company.
We're gonna find out.
All right.
We're not gonna leave Hamtramck.
Okay, let's go.
Slowly, slowly.
Submitting the next one?
We're gonna put an L line.
Okay, let's go, Councilman Ball.
People to come and
All
have
right,
time.
just to let you know, we partially fixed the alley behind the clinic. You seen it, right?
Yeah, I
I
saw
sent
it.
you some pictures
I know.
on our cost, so.
Does this discussion,
All right, go ahead and
is
vote.
this discussion for all the next four?
Hope so.
Let's go. Yeah, please, yeah, all the next four.
Really combine
Right,
them all
right.
together.
Yes, I agree with
Well, the
that.
next, these three.
Yeah, yeah. I understand. You
All
want to take yes, no. Okay,
so,
take it.
we're voting on letter M, resolution 135.
Yes.
Councilman Hassan,
Yes.
Councilman Al Samiri,
Yes.
Councilman Musa,
Yes.
Councilman Pai,
Yes.
Mr. Mayor, resolution 135 approved.
Okay,
Our
thank
next
you.
one, vote. Al Rafa.
No, yeah, we have to make the resolution in a second. Jesus.
All right, the next one.
Suspend the rules, do it the way she said.
N, Resolution 2023-136, approving award of 2023-2024 road resurfacing design and construction service to Hennessy Engineers.
Motion.
Second.
All right,
Mr.
those
Chair.
are the streets, right?
Yes, Mr. Chair.
Go
Can
ahead.
we vote?
I mean,
We'll go. I think I have a discussion and I'm
looks
done.
like we have some,
Go ahead.
you know, the
Is there any discussion?
7 side streets, right, that we are doing?
Yeah, so we understand that there's other ones that council's interested in as well, and we're working on those, but these were the ones that were ready to roll, so.
You
we
could
didn't-
change.
Yeah, we didn't wanna not do these and wait to get the other ones done, so we're trying to keep the momentum going. So,
Okay.
but there's others that council's brought to our attention that we're focusing on, so.
All right, good, go ahead and vote.
All right. Councilman Pai,
Yes.
Councilman Musa,
Yes.
Councilman Hassan,
Yes.
Councilman Al Samiri,
Yes.
Mayor, resolution 136 approved.
Thank you. Next one, O, Resolution 2023-137, approving award of 2023 lead service line replacement program, design and construction service to Hennessy Engineers.
Motion.
Second.
All right, that's
Mr. Mayor, real quick, this one is basically we're looking to get another contractor in here. So Hennessy's doing the prep work. Hopefully, we're gonna have dual contractors going at it on the lead service lines, which, in our opinion, will spur competition. You know, when they gotta look at their competitor across the street doing it, we'll see what happens.
Plus, we need to get those done in order to do resurfacing.
Correct.
We don't wanna do the streets until the lead service lines are down, and the only way to stay ahead of the streets is stay ahead of the lead service lines.
So we're significantly throwing resources at this right now, so.
Mr. Chair,
Yes.
my question is, can you guys send us a list of the streets that will get the service lines replaced, so we know which ones are?
Yeah, no,
Are coming-
we're working on that now. I mean, again, we have some in the hopper, that we wanna get done, because we're already in the process of it, but the next batches we go to, council and mayor are gonna be interested or involved. And
Okay.
We're gonna be
Alright.
reaching out to you guys.
Sweet.
Hey, what do you think the community wants best now?
Alright.
So.
Sweet.
All right.
Mr.
go ahead.
Mayor,
Yes, sir.
what do you think after this project, Hampton will be out of the lead service?
No, no,
Oh,
no.
another 10
About 8
years.
years, Councilman.
Another 10 years.
We do 7% of the houses every year. That's like
Can you do little bit-
377.
Well, we
Can
wanna
you put more investment, more money there?
That's
to-
what we're doing. This is what this is, Councilman.
Yeah, we're obligated to do 366 this year, but the current contractor we have now, they have a pretty good incentive to get 400 done this year. That doesn't count this additional contractor, which roughly 7,000 to 8,000 per house to do the lead service lines. We should be able to obtain beyond that number by quite a bit.
We actually just called our contractor on the carpet the other day and are holding their feet to the fire on some clauses here. So, they either gotta get moving or else. And then this is also our attempt to get another contract going at the same time, so.
All right.
Okay.
Okay, the next one, oh,
Go.
go
No,
vote.
vote. For resolution 137, Councilman Pai,
Yes.
Councilman Musa,
Yes.
Councilman Al Samiri,
Yes.
Councilman Hassan,
Yes.
Mr. Mayor, resolution 137 approved.
Thank you. Next one, Resolution 2023-138, accepting the terms of agreement for TF 22-0186 Grant Veterans Park and Tramix Stadium Restroom Renovation Project.
Motion.
Second.
Mr. Mayor, I believe this is the last one to accept on this. Again, you know, we have to wait for all these grants to process through and become official before we can start bidding things, and that's the delay with the bathrooms here, because we're juggling all these grants. It's very delicate. I mean, there's a lot of money coming at it, but we gotta make sure all our ducks in a row before we move forward. And I believe this is the last one to accept finally.
All right, okay, roll.
Councilman Al Samiri.
Yes.
Councilman Hassan.
Yes.
Councilman Musa.
Yes.
Councilman Rafai.
Yes.
Mr. Mayor, resolution 138 approved.
Okay, thank you, and that was the last one. Now we move to the reports, and we're not gonna have long reports. Start with mine. I don't have much to say. I just wanna, last meeting we didn't have a meeting because it was the election, so I wanna congratulate those who won the election. You know,
Hard luck.
I hope that they work harder so many people will come out to vote, because the turnout wasn't that great, 19%, 2,500 vote only, compared to my election, 4,900 went out. So that's almost just 50% of the people, so we need people to go out and vote, and I wish you all good luck. That's all. I went to so many events that I can't remember over the past month, so that was just my report for tonight. Mr. Mayor Pro Tem, do you have anything to say?
Yeah, thank you, Hamtramck. Everybody come out, vote. That's all I can say.
Mr. Chair,
Yes.
I want to thank everybody that showed up here tonight. Just a reminder, as we have our sweepers around the city, just to remind our residents that whenever there are signs on your street, please park somewhere else, move your vehicle so sweeper can go and clean the street, and do not park until those signs are removed, because sometimes they go twice to sweep the street. So please, until those signs are out, not on the street, you're fine to park. And nothing else, and have a great night.
Thank you.
Mr. Chair,
Yes, Councilman?
thank you, Hamtramck citizens, to come up last August 8 for the primary election. And thanks to the winner who comes to the ballot. And I request all those citizens, please come up November 7th for final election. Choose your candidate, vote for right. And at the moment, I thank you for those things. And I really thanks to people of Ukraine, their Independence Day. And I will fully support the people who are fighting for their independence against Russia. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay.
Yes, Councilman Sumeri, sorry.
Yeah, I'd like to thank everyone this day, today, and the meeting, all the people out there, and city manager, attorney, chief police, Rana, everyone. And thank you all the city of Hamtramck, all residents, they fought for me for the election primary. I wish to be more vote in the general election, because this election primary is small vote. I need everybody come vote in the general election. We need the number same, the mayor when he said, he is lucky. He got 4,900 votes, the whole election,
total.
general election, not for him, for the whole.
The whole thing.
Yeah, whole thing. We need to see this number again.
All right.
Because the city of city council very important. We need to see the all people come out. Thank you very much.
Thank you. And city manager report, do you have anything to say?
No.
Apparently, council would like me to remain silent. I actually was thinking about removing it from the agenda altogether, because I speak all meeting long.
Thanks.
So that,
Yeah,
nothing to
that's
say?
it.
All right, you can go to the,
They're not gonna have, I know, they're not gonna be three.
all right, public comments, please.
Maximum.
The city clerk speaks enough.
You're welcome. Good luck.
Hello, Mayor and Council. I would like to reiterate that the intent of public comment is often for the public to provide input and ask questions about the agenda items. By limiting public comment, you're limiting the public's ability to do that. I also have a question about posting the public comment. If that happens after the meeting is over, that means that those voices weren't heard or considered when you were discussing and voting on the agenda topics. That doesn't make any sense to me. I also have a question. I just checked the added resolutions and any attachments are not on board docs yet. So, just now, okay. Because it's really important to make that information available to the public. And then I just hope to see everybody at the Labor Day Festival. Thank you.
Thank you.
Just to let you know, they're gonna be, right here, additional.
Go to second. I don't have to
Mr.
explain.
Lemire?
Oh, Bill's still here.
Slaver.
2 minutes, sir.
2?
2 minutes.
Okay, so I was deeply resentted and offended by a comment that one of our, I know I have to speak to the mayor, so I'm going to speak to the mayor. I was deeply offended by a comment made by one of the council members earlier saying that people come down here saying la 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 la, and they say the same thing over and over again, and because they have nothing else to do, and they want, you know, like, really, seriously, you think that's the way you feel about the public that comes in here and talks?
Not all them, some of them.
Yes. Well, okay.
Yes, and they don't, know.
First of all, this condescending, flagrant disregard for the democratic rights of the public is unacceptable. What about the OMA about this rules? What about the Open Meetings Act? Are there rules about the public in that? Have you read that? From 1977, I think it is. You know, I didn't create the second public comment idea, by the way. That was a lie.
It was the requesting by you.
It was not started by me.
Yep.
And I've been here many years before
I
you
was
were
before
ever
you.
on this council. I'm sorry.
I was before you.
And this councilman was ever on a council. So, you know, I could tell a lot by the way you responded to that subject matter. It's a personality thing. You express your personality by answering that question. I know you all personally, and I know a person who really doesn't like the public that much and doesn't accept the democratic process. I really respect people who actually want to hear the public, because we all live in the city together. This, the personality is shown. Now, true democracy is when it includes the voice of the people. You have to include us, whether you like what we say or not. I mean, if we talked about this councilman for the next half an hour, maybe that would be acceptable kind of comment, public comments. But sometimes we say things that aren't interesting. The rest of you know who you are. You know how you relate to us. Ask for another minute.
Go ahead.
You know who you are, and I respect you for that, because you want to listen. And you got a lot of work to do. I appreciate that. And I'm not coming down here just to be funny with you guys. I've done this for 22 years, coming down these council meetings, because the public has a right to be part of this process. And we don't need to be insulted. Now, as far as the ethnic intimidation, the Justice Department and the FBI have reports on this, that out of 8,000 hate crimes in this country, more than 60% of them are about race and ethnicity. There's like 4,000 crimes in that area as opposed to gender orientation or sexual orientation. It's like 1,000, 4 times more. This is a serious problem. Ethnic intimidation, anti-nationality, anti-people. So you did the right thing on that part. Thank you very much.
Mr. Chair, there's one more thing that I want to take a moment and congrats our city attorney on his newborn baby. He named him Uday Jr. So now we have Uday Senior and Uday Jr. by the way.
Congratulations.
So he hasn't been sleeping, by the way.
I have not.
That's all.
This is actually more peaceful than home. This wasn't so bad.
All right.
Motion to adjourn?
All right.
Second.
9:57.
Do you all agree to adjourn?
Yes.
Yes. You want to stay?
Oh, no.
All right.